Chapter 382. That person stood in front of Lu Chun, his hands resembling the 8 trigrams dragon. He shouted, "Primordial heaven and earth shield." With a hum, a transparent shield formed in an instant. The 2 dragons collided with the heaven and earth shield. Lu Chun could still feel the ground trembling, but the 2 dragons could no longer get close to him. "Break for me," the old man shouted again, and the light shield suddenly exploded. The 2 powerful cultivation techniques collided, forming a shockwave in the air that spread out infinitely. After a while, the 2 dragons were finally destroyed, and the hundreds of chess souls of the heavenly might chessboard turned back into chess pieces. What a powerful technique! Lu Chun's eyes widened. In front of the heavenly might twin dragons, he was powerless. But the old man broke the heavenly might chessboard in one move. In the sky, the dark clouds gradually dissipated, and the heavenly might chessboard's environment also disappeared, and it returned to the small chessboard from before. The old man turned around slightly and helped the heavily injured Lu Chun up. He raised one hand. Silent nourishment. Recovering 1 million HP per second, Lu Chun, who was almost depleted of HP, recovered to full HP in 4 seconds. Lu Chun stared at the old man with wide eyes. "Old man, it's you." This person was the itinerant immortal old man that Lu Chun had met a few times before. The old man smiled. "Kid, you're really lucky. You actually managed to hold on until I arrived? Come, take a seat." Lu Chun sat on the stone bench. "Old man, thank you for saving my life, but why did you save me?" The old man took out a teapot and 2 green jade cups, and slowly filled them up. He pushed one of the cups to Lu Chun. Lu Chun frowned slightly. "Add 50 spiritual energy?" He still remembered that the old man's cup of tea added 50 spiritual energy. It was comparable to a mini-immortal pill. The old man smiled. 50 spiritual energy is probably not enough for you now, right? Lu Chun laughed. "Sorry, even if it's only 5 spiritual energy, I can drink until you go bankrupt." The old man laughed. This kid was almost beaten back to level 1 just a second ago, but in the blink of an eye, he was full of energy again. Speaking of which, he kind of liked her personality. At least it was better than crying endlessly or thanking him profusely. It made him feel less burdened. "You asked me why I saved you?" Lu Chun drank 50 spiritual energy points without hesitation. "Yeah, I don't think we're close enough for you to come and save me." "We don't, but Rhubarb likes you. Since it asked me to come, of course I have to come." "Rhubarb? By the way, where is Rhubarb?" The old man released Rhubarb. This time, when Rhubarb came out and saw that Lu Chun was fine, it wagged its tail and laid down beside Lu Chun's feet, expressing its joy in its lazy way. "Rhubarb, I've only been apart from you for half a year, and you've already recognized your new master." The old man smiled. "Woof woof. Well, okay, you said he saved you. That's a reason." Although the old man complained, his expression did not show any dissatisfaction. "Rhubarb, so it's you? Ha ha, thank you." Lu Chun patted Rhubarb's head. The old man smiled. "Of course, that's only one of the reasons. The real reason is, do you still remember what I said when we first met? Mad God or nameless, it's up to you to decide who you want to be." Lu Chun stopped smiling. "I remember, but I don't want to be Mad God or nameless. I'm me." The old man nodded. "Along the way, I've seen your behavior. You're both good and evil. You have a selfish side, but you also have a selfless side, a vicious side, and a forgiving side. Maybe this is the real human. Isn't this the form of existence that coincides with the heavenly Tao?" Lu Chun frowned. "Old man, what you're saying is too profound." The old man smiled. "You're still too inexperienced, so of course you don't understand. Maybe you'll understand in the future. Anyway, the reason why I saved you is to see how far you can go. 9 heavens, how many heavens can you go?" Lu Chun frowned slightly. "Even if I can't defeat the heavens boss, doesn't that mean I can go to the higher heavens?" The old man hesitated. "I'm just an itinerant immortal. If I fail to become an immortal, I'll either disband or become an itinerant immortal. I'm tired of starting from the heavens, so I chose to become an itinerant immortal. Since you're an itinerant immortal, you'll be restricted in some way. That's why I can't reveal some things to you in advance." Lu Chen listened carefully. Take the players on Earth for example. Even if they reach the third heaven, do you think they can survive in the third heaven with their current strength? Lu Chen shook his head. With their current strength, it would be difficult for them to survive in the second heaven. They had to quickly increase their strength. That's the reason. Even if they have the chance to go to the fourth heaven, do you think they'll go? They won't. The old man nodded. That's right. With their current strength, it's impossible for them to go to the fourth heaven. Moreover, each heavenly domain is a heavenly domain, and each heavenly domain after that will be much harder than you can imagine. Lu Chen finally understood the old man's meaning. In short, the higher you go, the more difficult it is. The strength required is also more terrifying. That's right. Old man, you said you need to follow some kind of restriction. Then wouldn't you be breaking the rules of the game by saving me? The old man was calm. That's right. And it's against the wishes of the senior immortal and the heavenly Tao. So, I might not be able to help you for a long time. Lu Chen's heart sank. In order to save him, the old man had to accept some kind of punishment? At this moment, Lu Chen received a system notification. Activate the unrewarded optional mission Save Mu Xian. Mission description. Itinerant immortal Mu Xian broke the rules to save you. He will be imprisoned in the Heaven's Punishment Tower 9th floor. Mission content. Break through the Heaven's Punishment Tower and save Mu Xian. Lu Chen slightly narrowed his eyes and looked up at the old man. Heaven's Punishment Tower, where is it? The old man was stunned for a moment. But then he understood that this kid already knew. You received the mission. The Heaven's Punishment Tower is in the third heaven. Lu Chen took a deep breath. Okay, wait for me. The old man smiled and did not speak nonsense. He raised his teacup and looked at Lu Chen with a smile. Okay, this old man will wait for you. Received the mission Save Mu Xian. Lu Chen's mission tab had an additional mission. After drinking 3 cups, he obtained 150 spiritual energy. But the old man's teapot did not seem to have much immortal dew left. Mu Xian stood up and was about to leave when he suddenly thought of something. Oh right, Heavenly Might chess game. Heavenly Punishment actually has a mission reward. Oh, this what reward? The old man looked at Rhubarb. Lu Chen immediately understood. Rhubarb definitely knew. That's not right. I didn't complete the mission either, Lu Chen said in surprise. Tisk, of course you couldn't complete it. Didn't I help you complete it? The old man smiled and shook his head. That works too. What's wrong with that? My main account is just carrying a side account to complete the mission. But you're an NPC. The old man smiled and shook his head, not continuing to explain. Okay, I should go. You'll have to rely on yourself in the future. With that, the old man's figure blurred and disappeared in front of Lu Chen. Lu Chen let out a long sigh. Although the Heavenly Might chess game this time was considered a punishment beyond his level, Lu Chen still felt that he was not strong enough. In front of the Heavenly Might twin dragons, he could only be beaten up. Okay, looks like I have to keep getting stronger. Only then can I break through the Heaven's Punishment Tower. Rhubarb, don't just stand there. Hurry up and find the treasure. Chapter 383. Rhubarb stood up lazily and used his body to nudge the stone platform. The stone platform that was originally as solid as a rock actually shook a little. Could it be that the stone platform was shaken by the fight just now? Lu Chen quickly got up and moved the stone platform. There was a secret door under the stone platform. Lu Chen pulled it open, and there was a dazzling gold chest lying inside. Damn, there's a dazzling gold chest? Lu Chen was stunned. He quickly carried the chest out. Lu Chen sat on the ground and rubbed his hands. I love opening chests the most. Bless me, bless me. There will be a few more top-grade items. He opened the chest. Congratulations, you have obtained the Advanced Tier 3 Array, Heaven's Might 4 Kills Array, Heaven's Might Chess Array, Advanced Earth Tier Heaven's Might Technique. The Heaven's Might Chess Array has 300 chess souls. It can use 4 types of Advanced Tier 3 arrays to attack the target within the array. Heaven's Might 4 Kills Array, Heaven's Might Killing Array, Close Combat Attack, Physical Attack, Heaven's Might Arrow Killing Array, Long Range Attack, Physical Attack, Heaven's Might Rock Killing Array, Earth Elemental Attack, Elemental attack. Heaven's Might Sky Killing Array. Heaven's Might attack. Learning requirement 1. Agility greater than 9,000. Spiritual force greater than 11,000. Learning requirement 2. Unlocking the level 2 Heaven's Purgatory difficulty, or level 3 Heavens in your server. When Lu Chen saw the array, he was so shocked that his face turned pale. Fuck, it's actually an advanced tier 3 array. This is equivalent to an advanced Earth tier technique. And it's 1 against 4? What kind of awesome array is this? Lu Chen did not encounter many talisman masters. This was not because talisman masters were weak. On the contrary, it was because talisman masters were too strong. They were so strong that they leveled up slower than other professions. How strong were talisman masters? Currently, there were only 3 types of techniques for other professions: Yellow, Mystic, and Earth tier. Talisman masters were ranked according to Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 to correspond to these 3 types of techniques. However, if other professions encountered a talisman master of the same level, once they entered the array, their chances of winning were extremely low. Poison masters are difficult to deal with, and one has to be careful when fighting with them. However, when it comes to talisman masters, especially those who specialize in formations, it is best to avoid fighting with them as much as possible. If you insist on fighting with them, you probably won't be able to defeat them. If they set up a formation to trap you, you would have to face not only a terrifying formation, but also a powerful talisman master. The difficulty would be equivalent to 1 against 2, 1 against 3, 1 against 4. Therefore, if one really wanted to fight with the talisman master, it would be best not to enter his array. However, it was very difficult to do so, due to the frightening power of magic arrays. As long as there were magic arrays that could be used by all classes in the auction house, they would basically be insta-killed. However, the chances of finding formations in the wild were still too low. The best way to learn high-level formations was to be a professional formation master. Of course, the strength of a formation master was largely dependent on the strength of the formation he used. At present, the number of talisman masters who could learn rank 3 Earth-level formations could be counted on one's fingers. However, Lu Chen directly obtained a super formation that could use 4 rank 3 advanced formations. This Heaven's Might 4 Kills formation is definitely the strongest rank 3 advanced formations. Lu Chen said excitedly. For other professions, it was very difficult to have agility greater than 8,000 and spiritual energy greater than 11,000. Even for spiritual and agility formation masters, as their main attributes, they would need to reach a very high level and cultivate for a very long time before they could learn it. However, for Lu Chen, this was not a problem at all. His 4-dimensional development was balanced, and all of them far exceeded the average. This restriction was completely useless to him. The only condition that was not met was that the server Lu Chen was on had not opened the Purgatory difficulty. Damn, I have to open the Purgatory difficulty now. Lu Chen carefully kept this treasure. Although he might not be able to use it now, in the near future, this formation would surpass the Heaven and Earth 8 Desolations and 3,000 Body Blink Slash, and become Lu Chen's strongest trump card. He had already explored the Immortal Trail Forest. Although Lu Chen did not complete the Heaven's Might Chess Games mission, and did not receive Senior Immortal Ling Tian's gift, he received something even better. The Heaven's Might 4 Kills formation should be a reward that could only be obtained after completing the Divine Demon Heavenly Punishment mission. The quality was definitely better than Senior Immortal Ling Tian's gift. It actually had to wait until the Purgatory difficulty, or the 3rd heaven, was opened before it could be used. From this, it could be inferred that this reward should not appear at this stage. Rhubarb made a contribution again. Lu Chen hugged Rhubarb. Haha, awesome. Rhubarb, I realized that you are the real treasure. You especially helped me find treasure chests. Rhubarb was elated by Lu Chen's praise. It did not even recognize its own family as it walked. When those divine beasts see it in the future, they will have to treat it with respect. Ah, it's true that one is bound to have good fortune after surviving a great disaster. Good, this trip was not in vain. Lu Chen was in a good mood. Oh right, there's still a divine herbalist valley up ahead. Let's go take a look. Right now, I have to work hard to improve my strength, so that I can save Mu Xian in the future. I can't miss out on these places. Rhubarb, follow me. If there are any treasure chests, tell me. Humming a little tune, Lu Chen led Rhubarb happily on the road to Divine Herbalist Valley. Lu Chen happily went to the next stop. However, in the second heaven, there were countless people who were shocked by the battle in the Immortal Trail Forest. My God, the Immortal Trail Peak was almost razed to the ground. Is this still a battle between humans? Why did those two giant dragons suddenly disappear? Nameless couldn't have survived, right? That's impossible. That kind of attack is beyond our imagination. I think someone from the upper heaven must have come down. It's said that after the upper heavens attack, one would return to the starting point. That Nameless couldn't have really become a level 1, right? Jiwa was standing there in a daze, looking at the Immortal Trail Peak from afar. Ninth sister. Don't think about it. He can't possibly survive the attack of the Heavenly Might Twin Dragons. That's not a skill that should exist in this layer of heaven. Jia's eyes were slightly red, and she seemed to have lost her soul. But why would someone from the upper heaven come down? What did he do? Why are they treating him like this? Lu Chen did nothing. He was seriously trying to solve the Heavenly Might chess game. The reason why he was attacked by the upper heaven was because he had two types of heavenly might. Moreover, it wasn't someone from the upper heaven who came down personally. They only left behind the Heavenly Might chess game in an attempt to kill Lu Chen. Of course, no one else knew about this. Xiao Tian sighed. Ninth sister, let's go. We still have a long way to go. We can't stop for him. Otherwise the family. Yeah, some people are just passers-by in our lives. We don't have time to stop for them. Ninth sister, don't forget what we have to face in the future. Jua closed her eyes in pain. She felt wronged and heartbroken for Lu Chen. But Brother Tian's words constantly reminded her that their manor had more important things to do. That's right. Ninth sister, I know that Nameless came from a world called Earth. He has a close relationship with a guild called Frenzy. Let's keep his equipment for them, Chi-Chi said. When he returns to the second heaven, he should be able to use it. Jia's heart ached even more. Starting from the first heaven, leveling up might be faster, but they all knew that many important opportunities in the Jiotian were one-off. Earth had already reached the second heaven, which meant that billions of people had already swept through the first heaven. He could no longer grow to become Nameless. If he became an ordinary person, then there might not be any more interactions between them. Is our fate really going to end here? Jior lowered her head, her heart aching. Chapter 384. When Wood Manor's people came to Earth Village and found Kuang Lang, the atmosphere was very heavy. Jior gave all the equipment she had picked up to Lung Nua. If he can make a comeback, give these to him. Jior's eyes turned red as she spoke. Lung Nua didn't feel good either. She nodded heavily. I believe that even if he had to start all over again, he would still become the strongest. He did so much for us, but in the end, I'm sorry I lost my composure. Jior nodded. She could understand this feeling. After thinking for a while, she took out a voice transmission talisman from her bag and gave it to Lung Luo. This is my personal voice transmission talisman. If you encounter any difficulties in the future, you can come and find me. If I can help, I will. Thank you. Xiao Tian sighed. Sigh, such a talented person. He's gone just like that. My condolences. Ba Min shook his head. I used to envy him. You could even say that I was jealous. But who knows the loneliness of standing at the peak? Who knows how much he went through to become the strongest? This is 10,000 gold coins. It's a small token of our appreciation. If you know where he is, please help us pass it to him. This way, he won't lack money until he reaches level 50. Lung Nua trembled as she received the money. Ing Jun walked over and said to Lung Nua, Nua, let's not tell Yi about this for now. They are very good friends. I'm afraid that Yi won't be able to take this blow. Ing Jun knew that Lu Yi was Lu Chen's sister. After Li Muhua talked to him, he could only say that they were friends. Lu Yi was still leveling up outside. With such a strong brother, she had always been working hard. I know, but I'm afraid that paper can't hide the fire. This matter will soon be known by everyone. If we can hide it for a while, it'll be a while. Jun sighed. Chen also walked over. I've already sent people to the first heaven to see if we can find him. Ning Shuang shook her head in a daze. Master, from such a high position, suddenly has no one to rely on. I think with his personality, he won't let us find him. Master. Ning Shuang's eyes turned red. I will wait for you. As expected, news of this incident spread. After all, it was not only the people of Woodland Mansion who knew about the strength of the twin dragons of Heaven's might. Some parties with powerful backgrounds also guessed that Nameless might have been reduced back to 1 level. The global village was in an uproar. Did you guys hear? Nameless has been knocked back to level 1. I heard about it. Is it true? Oh my god, it can't be. Nameless bro is so strong. Didn't you see the commotion in the Immortal Trail Forest? Holy shit, it's earth-shattering. The second heaven player, who led our group, said that no one in the second heaven could survive such a technique. Brother Nameless is no exception. Sigh, it's such a pity. Nameless bro has always taken good care of us. It's all thanks to him that we have the money to buy medicine now. Yeah, Nameless bro is the pride of our Earth server. But now, sigh, I'll go take a look at Wild Waves and see what I can do for them. A group of high-level players suddenly appeared in the newbie villages of the first heaven. They were all asking if there were any newcomers recently. There were definitely newcomers, but no one had seen Nameless bro before. The legendary Wuxia war god Nameless seemed to have been erased from Jiotian. Lu Chen did not know what he had seen, but he kept sneezing today. Moreover, Louis had just called him and asked him some weird questions, and Li Muhua had also called him. Chun, how many drinks do you want tonight? Why? Sigh, it's nothing. Who hasn't experienced it a few times, right? Just don't keep it to yourself. Lu Chen blinked his eyes. Why did this guy's tone sound so similar to Lu Yi's? No matter what you become, we'll always be brothers. Damn, wasn't that Lu Yi's original words? Louis was right. Brother, no matter what you become, you'll always be my brother. Lu Chen was dumbfounded. I don't want to drink, I still want to play games. Ah, I'm relieved to hear you say that. At least you didn't give up. Lu Chen's face was full of question marks. Why would I give up? Oh right, there's a super beauty today. Damn, she's so beautiful like a fairy. She ran over and said that she owed you a lot of equipment. She gave them all to Nua Nua and asked you to come and get them later. Is she called Joair? Hehe, you guessed it right away. Looks like you guys really have something going on. Not bad, kid. You won't even let go of an alien. You have a strong taste. In order to ease Lu Chen's depressed mood, Li Muhua purposely said something happy. What nonsense are you talking about? I've only met her a few times. Sigh, anyway, she didn't even look at me. She said that she was waiting for you to come and get the equipment. I can't use those equipment now. Finally, they reached the main point. Lu Chen had indeed become level 1, so he couldn't wear these high-level equipment. Li Muhua felt that it was a pity, but he couldn't show it. That would only make Lu Chen sadder. A cough, well it's okay. Nua Nua said that she'll wait for you. These equipment will always be kept until you can use them. Brother, I won't say anything else. I believe that you're a resilient guy. Good luck. Lu Chen was dumbfounded. What was this about? The people around felt that something was wrong. Forget it. They didn't have much time to be normal anyway. He was used to it. After hanging up the phone, Lu Chen didn't know that the outside world had spread the news that Nameless had reincarnated. There was a benefit in not knowing. It wouldn't affect his mood. This is Divine Herbalist Valley. Divine Herbalist Valley was rich in pills, but Lu Chen didn't learn alchemy, so he didn't pick the herbs when he saw so many. After walking for a short distance, Lu Chen saw a herbalist standing not far away, bending over to take care of the herb garden. The old man also noticed that someone was approaching. He stood up straight and looked at Lu Chen. Someone actually came to Divine Herbalist Valley. Lu Chen walked over. Hello, old man. Hello, young man. Do you have a mission here? Lu Chen went straight to the point. Seeing an NPC in a deserted area, Lu Chen's first reaction was to ask for a mission. A mission? If you have time, you can do me a small favor. Activated opportunity mission, Yao Lao's troubles. Mission description. 300 years ago, an unknown creature appeared in the herb garden. It often stole the herbs that Yao Lao cultivated, which made Yao Lao very troubled. Mission content: capture biting rat. Mission reward: a number of immortal pills. Lu Chen was very touched. He finally received a mission that seemed normal. The reward was an immortal pill. It was not bad, and the mission was not difficult. It was very cost-effective. Accept the mission. Chapter 385. This kind of mission was not difficult for Lu Chen at all. He got Xiao Min to turn invisible and squat beside the herb field. Coupled with his eyesight, if a biting rat appeared, it would not be able to escape his eyes. He never expected that he would be squatting for an entire day. Fuck, that medicine master must be kidding me. He's not coming out for an entire day. Lu Chen almost broke down. It was already 11 or 12 o'clock, and he did nothing but stand beside the herb field in a daze. No, I still need the immortal pill. Let's wait a little longer. For 2 consecutive days, Lu Chen squatted in solitude. Fuck, I'm really going to break down. I've already waited for 2 days. It's a pity to give up now. Lu Chen decided to cultivate by the side, while tidying up his backpack and looking at his attributes. Lu Chen's materials and equipment were all thrown away in Freedom City. His backpack was now very clean. However, Lu Chen had not fused with a new bloodline for a long time. It was not that he did not want to. Radiant Moon werewolves were of the werewolf bloodline. It was fine if he could not fuse with a new bloodline. But he had killed many abyssal evil dragons in 100 lives and deaths. However, the number of bloodlines was limited by the stars. Unless he could advance to 1 star, he would not be able to fuse with more bloodlines. 1 star required 10 small stages to advance. Currently, Lu Chen was only 3 small stages away from rising in stars. Ah, what kind of lousy mission is this? I've wasted so many days. If I had the time, I might as well go farming. Xiao Min, help me keep watch. I'm going to sleep. Just after midnight, Lu Chen, who was sound asleep, felt someone calling him softly. He slowly woke up. Boss, the biting rat has appeared. Lu Chen looked at the herb field in a daze. Under the moonlight, a golden figure flashed quickly in the herb field. Upon closer inspection, that golden figure was a little thing that looked like a gopher. At this moment, it was gorging itself on the herb field, gnawing here and there. It's finally appeared, Lu Chen said as if a heavy burden had been lifted off his shoulders. The mission only required them to capture the target, so it didn't matter if the target was dead or alive. The little thing was very cute. It had golden fur all over its body, and looked like a thief. From time to time, it would stand up on its hind legs, and look around vigilantly with its small eyes. This fellow was also very smart. Yao Lao had set up many traps in the medicinal field, but it had never stepped on any of them. According to the description of the mission, it was still at large for 300 years. Sure enough, he was a habitual criminal with rich experience. However, what the little fellow did not expect was that an invisible person was hovering above it. Spiderweb entanglement. Lu Chen seized the opportunity and suddenly attacked. Although entanglement of spider silk was an unorthodox skill, it was perfect for catching rats. A ball of white spider silk quickly wrapped around the little fellow, and no matter how it struggled, it couldn't break free. At this moment, Lu Chen finally relaxed and revealed himself. He walked over with a chuckle. Hee hee, you can't run away, right? Who told you to steal? I've caught you. The little fellow's small eyes looked at Lu Chen in fear. Seeing him walk over, it became more and more frightened, and it kept squeaking. Don't worry, I don't plan to kill you. I just want to catch you to complete the mission. Lu Chen had a smug smile on his face. He was about to bend down to catch Biting Rat. Suddenly, Biting Rat's 2 small claws grabbed the spider silk and stuffed it into its mouth. In a few bites, it finished the spider silk. Fuck. Is this for real? It ate my skill. Lu Chen couldn't believe his eyes. Not good, it's running. Entanglement. Another ball of spider silk shot out, but this time, a murderous intent flashed in Biting Rat's eyes. In the blink of an eye, Biting Rat, which could have been held up with one hand, grew to a height of 40 to 50 meters, in front of Biting Rat, Lu Chen became a small black dot. Fuck. What the hell? Lu Chen was stunned. Fuck, this mission is another trap. This guy is so big. Biting rat pounced at Lu Chen. Lu Chen hurriedly put away his relaxed attitude. It seemed that if he didn't get serious, he might not be able to beat this guy. War God Possession Demon Transformation. Doppelganger. Biting rat slapped one of the doppelgangers with its claws. Minus 660,000. Lu Chen gasped. Are you kidding me? Why is the damage so high? Lu Chen hurriedly had his doppelganger split again, and he took the opportunity to activate his skill. Earth-splitting chasm. Earth-fire lava. Although Biting Rat's body was huge, its movement speed was not slow at all. It dodged both skills, and it had already found Lu Chen's real body. It rushed right beside him. 7 stars chasing the moon. Tiger's roar. Lightless Skyfire Pillar. Lightless Skyfire Pillar finally hit Biting Rat, and stunned it for a short time. Minus 60,000. Its spiritual defense was so high. This was the Skyfire Pillar that Lu Chen had used after activating Tiger's Roar. His spiritual attack was now over 260,000. But he had only managed to deal a fraction of that damage. There was no resistance. It was immune to the stun effect. In other words, Biting Rat relied on its spiritual defense to resist Lu Chen's lightless Skyfire Pillar. Debuff stun for 0. 5 seconds. Now's the time. It was this short stun. Lu Chen did not dare to waste it. He led his doppelgangers and used Shadow Flash, instantly appearing in front of Biting Rat. Biting Rat still did not know how powerful Lu Chen was. It would not end well if he got close to it. Just as it was about to attack Lu Chen again, his doppelganger stunned it. Rapid attack. Tiger descends the mountain. Rapid attack. Put it to death. Don't let it escape. Biting Rat's HP was as high as 1 billion. At the same time, it had high stun resistance. In order to prevent the stun from being interrupted, Lu Chen spawned 5 demonic doppelgangers. The demonic doppelgangers created doppelgangers again, and the doppelgangers attacked Biting Rat madly. Minus 210,000, immune, immune minus 190,000, immune, immune minus 200,000, immune, immune. It was immune to poison attacks. Fortunately, Lu Chen's physical attacks were still effective. Under the combined attacks of his doppelgangers, Biting Rat's 1 billion HP dropped rapidly. A few minutes later, the giant Biting Rat's HP was almost empty. Its body suddenly shrank rapidly, turning into a small gopher, and escaping through the herbs. Trying to run? I'm sorry, but my eyesight is especially sensitive to moving objects like you. You can't run. 7 stars chasing the moon. Spider web entanglement. Lu Chen's skill accurately hit its target, and the little guy was trapped again. It tried to eat the spider web, but this time, Lu Chen would not give it a chance to escape. He grabbed Biting Rat. I told you can't run, but you didn't believe me. Come, follow me to turn in the quest. After tying Biting Rat up with spider web, Lu Chen carried Biting Rat to Yao Lao. You actually caught this guy? And you even caught it alive? Yao Lao looked at Lu Chen in disbelief. It didn't grow bigger? Lu Chen smiled. Of course it did, but I still caught it. Ding! Quest Yao Lao's Troubles has been completed. Obtain 10 Spirit Ancestor Pills. Obtain 10 Body Honing Pills. Obtain Special Pet, God-Slaying Rat 1 and only. God-Slaying Rat can devour any object of the 5 elements, such as the ground, continuous fire, poisonous fog, and other skills. Biting Rat's growth depends on continuous devouring. This pet was quite interesting. It could level up by devouring items. Just as Lu Chen was about to speak, Yao Lao suddenly spoke. Young man, you have to think carefully about whether or not you want to bring this little guy out of Divine Herbalist Valley. It's not that strong. Why are you so nervous? Lu Chen asked curiously. Because Yao Lao's expression was serious. It's the only one in Jiutian that doesn't have a level restriction. As long as it has enough food, it can continue to grow stronger. It can even become so strong that it can devour a planet, a galaxy, or even the entire Jiutian. Lu Chen was shocked. Why is it so strong? Yao Lao smiled. Why? Actually, its real name isn't Biting Rat. Its real name should be Sky-Devouring Rat. Chapter 386. Lu Chen looked at the little fella in his hand. Looking at Lu Chen's expression, it was very scared. Big brother, it's the God-slaying rat. It's the heaven-devouring rat. You don't have to act cute in front of me. I can't take it. The little fella had quite a lot of nicknames. Lu Chen decided to call it Furball in the future. It was impossible not to bring Furball out. Future matters could be dealt with later. The Divine Herbalist Valley mission was completed. The rewards were very generous. The Immortal Spirit Pills and Body Tempering Pills could add a total of 10,000 four-dimensional points. Even Lu Chen felt that it was very impressive, not to mention the addition of Furball. This fellow was very special. It seemed to be able to eat anything. In any case, it was easier to raise than a divine beast. Before leaving Divine Herbalist Valley, Lu Chen did not forget to ask around. "Oh right, old Yao, I want to ask, do you know Master Spiritual Martial Apothecary?" Master Spiritual Martial Apothecary? Who doesn't know this? Why, young man, are you asking about him? The old man asked curiously. "Oh, it's nothing. A friend of mine in First Heaven wants to meet him." Lu Chen did not elaborate on his purpose. He will only appear in the current Purgatory game server. If you want to meet him, you must first find the Mountain Man. Unfortunately, I don't know where the Mountain Man is. The old man explained patiently. Lu Chen nodded. All right, since the old man did not know, it was better to find the Mountain Man in the future. After leaving Divine Herbalist Valley, Lu Chen went directly to the Azura Field. The Azura Field was even more deserted than the arena. There was only a small house here. An old man sat at the door, looking at Lu Chen with a strange gaze. When Lu Chen approached, the old man spoke first. "Are you passing by or are you here to sign up?" "I'm here to sign up," Lu Chen said. "Finally, someone has come to sign up. I thought that I would have to wait a few months for someone to come." Lu Chen smiled. "Why, has no one come to this server before?" "There was, but that was a long time ago." Lu Chen frowned slightly. How long had the second layer of heaven been open for? The old man seemed to be particularly enthusiastic. "By the way, young man, let me tell you about the Azura Arena's competition system and the battle rules in the Azura Arena." Lu Chen listened attentively. The rules of the competition are very simple. After 1,000 players register at the same time, an Azura field will automatically open. In the Azura field, players will not have any teammates and will fight against 999 opponents. To enter the Azura Arena, one must activate all senses of pain. If one dies, one will be directly eliminated. In the end, only one person will be selected and obtain the qualifications to enter the demonic beast forest. In the Shiraba, players are not allowed to wear any equipment. Recovery-type pills are not allowed. Lu Chen shook his head. "Ah, not wearing any equipment?" "Yes, you can't wear any equipment." Lu Chen nodded. Since everyone was the same, he didn't mind. As for the rules of the competition, it's even simpler. That is, there is no kneeling. The old man smiled and said to Lu Chen, "You can choose to temporarily form an alliance with others or scheme against your teammates. There are no restrictions. In here, there is no moral condemnation and no onlookers. Everyone's ultimate goal is to be the only survivor." Lu Chen nodded. "Okay, I understand. Let me see. There are about 8 fields here. The largest number is 973 people. However, this group is very strong. There are 7 people who were once the only survivors." "Ah, they have already passed the Azura field. Why did they come back? Is there a reward for winning the Azura field?" "Reward? The only reward is that you can enter the map behind." "Sigh, they must be not strong enough, and were chased away by the Heart Refinement Courtyard." Lu Chen was surprised. "Old man, what is the Heart Refinement Courtyard? You don't even know the Heart Refinement Courtyard? Isn't your goal the Heart Refinement Courtyard?" "I'm here for the demonic beast forest. I want to obtain beast cores," Lu Chen said honestly. "Beast cores? Raising divine beasts? Young man, let me tell you. Don't fight in the demonic beast forest. Go to the Heart Refinement Courtyard first. There are daily missions there. It's much faster than fighting on your own." The old man rarely met someone who wanted to challenge him. He was especially attentive. The Heart Refinement Courtyard. You can think of it as the courtyard for all the geniuses in the second heaven. Here, you can learn the rare skills of various professions. There are also many benefits. Basically, all the top experts in the second heaven are gathered there. Lu Chen blinked. The old man's words contained a lot of information. Could it be that there were many batches in the second heaven? This could explain many of the problems he had encountered before. For example, why was the fastest time to clear the door of life and death so early? Alright, Lu Chen had just reached the second heaven. He had only seen the tip of the iceberg in the nine heavens domain. There were many things he had to explore in the future. Here, almost all the problems you encounter can be answered in the Heart Refinement Courtyard. Of course, you have to pass the entrance examination of the Heart Refinement Courtyard. That examination is very difficult. You have to find a good mentor. Those people are all super strong. It's not something you can imagine. Oh, that's not right. I seem to have said too much. First, you have to pass the Azura field. Black lines appeared on Lu Chen's forehead. This Heart Refinement Courtyard was quite something. All the students had to be seated contestants from the Azura arena. That wasn't enough. They had to go through another round of selection. In the end, wouldn't it be 1 in 100,000? What was even more frightening was that they seemed to have an extremely high elimination rate. Old man, then sign me up for the group with the most people. Hurry up and finish it. I'll go take a look. Young man, that group is very strong. Are you sure you want to sign up for that group? The old man said worriedly. I'll sign up for that group. It shouldn't take long. It's very fast. Then hurry up. Don't fill up the slots later. After signing up, Lu Chen sat opposite the old man and waited. Since he said it would be quick, he shouldn't have to wait too long. When there was no one around, the old man suddenly leaned over and said mysteriously to Lu Chen, "Young man, do you have an invisibility skill?" Lu Chen looked at the old man in surprise. "Why are you asking this? Hey, go in and become invisible. Listen to me. Is that okay?" Of course. Without equipment, there are only a few people who can discover you. Even if they do, they might not have the time to find trouble with you. Lu Chen nodded thoughtfully. That seemed to make sense. Also, if you're really discovered, form an alliance with others. Do you know who to form an alliance with? Lu Chen never expected that the old man would teach him a strategy in private. What kind of people? Let's find that deadpan face. What's a dead face? It's the kind that usually doesn't have any expression. Based on my experience, those kinds of people are usually arrogant and have real skills. First suck up to them, then secretly. You know what I mean? Lu Chen nodded heavily. That was a good idea. Lastly, you must remember that lust can lead to a knife. And why do you say that? You don't even know that? Young man, why are you so stupid? The old man was anxious. Think about it. If everyone doesn't wear equipment, what do the beauties wear? Do you still need me to say it? Lu Chen thought about it and suddenly slapped his head. That's right. If everyone doesn't have equipment, wouldn't they be wearing primitive beginner equipment? It was still okay in the Wuxia server. Female players still wore some, or else they wouldn't be able to pass the censors. However, it was said that the beauties from the Western server entered the game in bikinis. Would the extraterrestrials be even more exaggerated? At that moment, the old man received the news. He quickly patted Lu Chen's shoulder. Young man, it's your turn. Play well and try to be number one. I'll work hard. Chapter 387. After entering the black hole portal, Lu Chen entered an open field. This place was completely different from the beautiful blue sky and green grass of the immortal slaughtering poison master. The sky was dark, and the wind was bone-chilling. Lu Chen was in a rectangular area. The ground was paved with green bricks made of an unknown material. It was very flat and clean. There were torches around it. Not far away, new people kept entering. Lu Chen noticed that the moment they entered, the first thing they did was take off their clothes. More accurately, they took off their equipment. Please take off all your equipment. The system sent a notification. Lu Chen suddenly remembered the old man's reminder. While there were not many people around, He hid in a corner. Xiao Min, turn invisible. Yes, boss. After turning invisible, Lu Chen took off his equipment. Not long after, Lu Chen was only wearing a gray short-sleeved shirt and a pair of gray shorts. While invisible, Lu Chen secretly observed. He noticed that many players had already arrived. They were all dragging their equipment. Some players from other worlds were very different from Earth's players. But there were also many who looked almost exactly the same as Earth's players. For some reason, the girls who entered were all very beautiful. Especially one who was called the #1 beauty of Water Planet. She was especially beautiful, only slightly inferior to Jiu. Water Planet was very big, so the girl was wearing very skimpy clothes. Damn, this, isn't the lethality a bit too fierce? Lu Chen swallowed his saliva. This figure is perfect. After looking for a while, Lu Chen saw another beauty. Wow, the one over there has big breasts. And the one over there, those legs, tsk, perfect. There are 30 seconds left before the start of the Azura Arena. All contestants, please get ready. During the preparation time, some people were already looking for allies. However, Lu Chen used all his time to observe the threads on the lace of the beauty's underwear. He looked very carefully. Countdown to the Azura Arena, 3, 2, 1. Begin. When the Azura Arena began, the originally chaotic scene suddenly became different. 1 out of 1,000 people. This meant that there would be no real allies here. Even if they formed a temporary alliance, it would definitely disband. At this point, the 1,000 people had different reactions. Some people quickly formed alliances to eliminate nearby opponents, while others acted as spies and killed their allies. Some of them had already begun their massacre, while others had chosen to conserve their strength. Lu Chen was a little bored. Right now, no one knew that there was an invisible fellow hiding in a corner of the Azura Arena. Wow, you're wearing such cool clothes to fight. Speaking of which, won't your clothes tear off? 10 minutes later, half of the people in the arena had been eliminated. The remaining people continued to fight with their wits and courage. Brother, our alliance is still very strong. Wait until the end, then we'll have a fair duel. Good. Just as he finished speaking, he used the myriad sword art to kill his ally. Are you that impatient? Nonsense, you're obviously stronger than me. How am I supposed to win a fair duel with you? Even if you kill me, you won't live for long. Who said that? I'm afraid you don't know that I've already found a teammate. Die. Hey, the 3-man alliance over there. Let's kill those two together first. Straight Blade is a former survivor. Good. That's exactly what we were thinking. Kill. Some of the so-called survivors relied on their strength, but there were also some who relied on luck. Strength did not necessarily mean that they stood out among the crowd. However, Slash immediately used Blink Shadow and killed 3 of the 5 people surrounding him. So strong. Quick retreat. The other 2 did not dare to continue fighting and hurriedly fled. After losing their alliance, their fates would not be too good. Halfway through their escape, they were killed by another person. Lu Chen's gaze was fixed on the beauty from Aquarius. That woman was actually a doctor who specialized in healing. Although it was difficult for doctors to kill people, it was not that easy for others to kill a doctor either. Her healing is amazing. She's actually able to last until now. Lu Chen shook his head and sighed. In the end, no one had any ideas about her. Anyway, she could not kill him, so he did not waste his energy trying to kill her. Although no one wanted to kill her, she seemed to be very nervous. While the 2 people beside her were fighting fiercely, she used a teleport to escape far away. She quickly found a place where there was no one to hide. But as luck would have it, she suddenly shifted and bumped into Lu Chen. Lu Chen was caught off guard and could not dodge in time. He was hit squarely. Aya! The woman had bumped into someone for no reason. Not only did their bodies collide, but she also fell onto something soft. After touching it carefully, she jumped up. Ah! There's a ghost! Lu Chen was still immersed in that collision. To be honest, it felt pretty good. It would be even better if he did it a few more times. Lu Chen was wondering if he should get to know this beauty, when she suddenly raised her hand. The silly expression on her beautiful face disappeared, and was replaced by a murderous look. Invisible? No, I can't let you last until the end. Otherwise, it'll be too troublesome. Gambler mental paralysis. Lu Chen cried out in his heart. Sure enough, there is a knife above the word lust. This woman has always appeared very weak, and she is also a harmless doctor. In the end, she was a dual practitioner of medicine and poison. In order to not let Lu Chen live, she finally revealed her true colors. Immune, immune, immune. Lu Chen was invisible, but the damage was still dealt. However, it was all blocked by his 100 poisons body. Not everyone could poison Lu Chen like the immortal slaughtering poison master. What? Poison immunity? The woman was shocked. Sure enough, a woman's heart is the most poisonous. Beauty, I wanted to ask you for a private voice transmission talisman to get to know you. Sigh. Lu Chen shook his head. You've already exposed your strength. Someone will come to kill you. I'll leave first. Sure enough, someone saw this scene. She's actually a poison master. She tricked me so badly. Kill her. She's too scheming. If we don't kill her, she'll be a threat. There's actually an invisible one here. That one seems to be more troublesome. Forget it. Let's kill one first. We can't kill the invisible one now. Let's wait for him to show himself. No matter how strong the woman was, she could not withstand being surrounded and killed in minutes. What a pity. Lu Chen felt heartache from afar. Half an hour later, the Azura Arena system announced. Number of players remaining. 5. The competition in the Azura Arena was extremely fierce. Of the previous 7 soul survivors, only 2 survived this time. The other 4 looked around and realized that one person seemed to be missing. It's that invisible guy. Let's stop fighting and kill the invisible one first. Otherwise, he might reap the benefits in the end. Yeah, I agree. That guy is too sinister. Didn't he take off all his equipment? Or did he learn this invisibility active skill? Don't worry about it. Kill him first. We'll fight last. At this moment, an ear-piercing yawn sounded out of place with the tension of these 4 people. So boring. The Azura Arena is really boring. The 4 of them broke out in cold sweat. The Azura Arena was known as the cruelest competition. That guy actually found it boring. Forget it. Anyway, I've been bored for half an hour. I'll play with you guys one last time. Otherwise, I'll really fall asleep. Just beside them, a figure slowly appeared. This person was wearing a gray short-sleeved shirt and gray boxer shorts. He was not wearing shoes, and his leg hair was a little eye-catching. Lu Chen looked at these 4 1 in 1,000 experts and shook his head. To be precise, it's not me playing with you guys. It's them. Furball Originator. I'll give you 20 seconds. With that, Lu Chen summoned his 2 battle pets. Chapter 388. Due to the fact that no equipment could be worn in the Shura field, in order to restrict spirit controllers and puppeteers, all of the bonuses that these 2 classes provided to their pets were cancelled in the Shura field. Furthermore, their battle pets' combat strength would decrease by 30%. However, that wasn't a problem for Lu Chen, who wasn't a spirit controller or a puppet master at all. However, the 2 pets were mocked by their opponents after they showed up. So you're a spirit controller. Not bad. Classes with pets do have some advantages here. But the 2 pets you released. Humph. Are you kidding me? A radiant moon werewolf and a rat? You want them to finish us in 20 seconds? That's the funniest joke in the world. Ha 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 ha. I think you know that you can't hide yourself if the 4 of us work together. That's why you have to show up. You're making it sound so righteous. Your skin is thicker than the city wall. I don't think those 2 pieces of garbage can last more than 20 seconds. Lu Chen frowned. As a matter of fact, the originator was quite special because it didn't have a fixed form. Lu Chen had asked it to assume the appearance of a radiant moon werewolf. The originator, which was already gritting its teeth, became even more impatient after being mocked by those people. As for Harry Ball, it didn't look lethal before it transformed. It was standing next to the huge originator and glaring at its opponents because it was despised. It still looked cute, but it was quite fierce. Lu Chen shook his head and heaved a sigh. After all, he wasn't a spirit controller, and he didn't seem to be able to control his pet's interests as well as a spirit controller could. Well, You seem to have angered my pets. You'd better be careful. I don't know what they'll do. Lu Chen kindly reminded them. Ha 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 ha. Careful. Stop kidding. We'll kill your 2 garbage pets right now. Kid, remember what I said. You can rely on luck to make it to the top 10 in the Inferno field. But you can only rely on your strength if you want to be the 1 in 1,000. Kill them. The 4 of them lunged at him at the same time. As it turned out, it was easier to be beaten up if you were ugly. Little Originator's appearance was obviously much uglier than the adorable furballs. And it was also much bigger. In any case, the 4 of them unanimously decided to deal with this big guy first. Yuan's 3 million shields were consumed in less than 5 seconds. Radiant Moon werewolves have shields? But it's still trash. In front of experts like us, this kind of shield is nothing. Trash is trash. Even if you have a shield, you're still trash with a shield. Lu Chen shook his head. Sai, Little Originator isn't toying with them, is he? He actually activated his shield to make them think he's strong? Judging from its origin, it is indeed different from ordinary puppets. It even has its own consciousness. The source had a shield made up of pure spiritual energy. When Lu Chen attacked the source's main body, it had a 30 million shield. After becoming Lu Chen's puppet, it became 3 million. However, Lu Chen knew very well that if source was serious, he would not open his shield. Its main body was immune to physical and spiritual attacks in the first place, and it could absorb spiritual attacks. Obviously, it wanted to end the battle sooner, so that the enemies could attack its main body faster. However, Little Originator had deliberately activated his shield to make them think that he was weak. He was obviously toying with them. Hey Little Originator, 20 seconds. Stop toying with them. Lu Chen shook his head with a smile. Lu Chen turned his head and saw the little guy next to him. Furball was standing on 2 feet and watching the battle leisurely. As a matter of fact, Lu Chen seemed to see himself in Furball. His current state was just like Furball, leisurely watching the show from the sidelines. Damn it. You're a monster. Do you think it's not worth your time? Lu Chen was speechless. Fine, whatever. Anyway, if you can't finish the battle in 20 seconds, you're not allowed to fight for a month. You have 14 seconds left. Both Furball and Little Originator were nervous after hearing their boss's words. Not being allowed to fight for a month was humiliating for battle pets. Besides, their boss probably wouldn't feed Furball anymore. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Furball squeaked. Then, it quickly expanded to a height of 50 meters and lunged at the 4 people from behind. The 4 of them suddenly realized that there was a huge monster behind them, and they were shocked. What kind of battle pet is that? Why is it so huge? It's 50 meters tall. It's much stronger than the Radiant Moon werewolf. Damn it. It has 2 forms. Let's retreat. Right then Little Originator also jumped at them. The 4 people were closer to Little Originator. They were under attack from both sides, but they were still able to calm down. Don't be scared. Let's work together to kill the werewolf, and then the rats. Okay. Let's use our most powerful techniques. The 4 of them gathered their strength at the same time. 7 swords, 10,000 swords. 9 runes of truth, Lin Bing Doja Jia Zhun Lai Qian and Xing attacked together. Wind God's Kick, Iron Knight's Mountain Flattening. Formless Art, Fighting Buddha Seal. The 4 people were Sword Spirit, Talisman Master, Combat Expert, and Fighting Buddha Seal respectively. The techniques they used were all of high levels. Apart from the Heaven's Might technique, they were all top-level techniques. The Heaven's Might technique was indeed powerful. However, it was extremely rare, and not everyone had it. Even if one had a powerful body, he or she might not have the Heaven's Might technique. Secondly, those who had survived until then were definitely strong. Therefore, Lu Chen didn't rule out the possibility that they had the Heaven's Might technique. However, even if they did have the Heaven's Might technique, it would be their trump card. It seems that they still have something up their sleeves. I guess they were thinking that they would have to fight for the championship in the end. Lu Chen shook his head. Unfortunately, you won't have a chance to save your trump card. The 4 super powerful techniques hit Little Originator. Immunity, Absorption, Immunity, Absorption, Immunity, absorption, immunity, absorption. There was no exception. Not only was it immune, but it was also absorbing their powerful spiritual attacks. What's going on? Why is it immune? Why can it absorb our attacks? That's impossible. I've killed countless radiant moon werewolves. None of them have such a feature. Oh my god. My techniques didn't hurt it at all. Oh no, it's coming. Little Originator was no longer the same as before. Its spiritual attacks had soared. With a slap, he hit the pugilist with the most HP. Minus 620,000. Instant kill. This group of strong players, without any equipment, had a pitiful amount of HP. It was rare for them to have more than 500,000 HP. 620,000 HP was enough to kill everyone except for Lu Chen. Instant kill. No, that's impossible. Aren't the pet's attributes lowered? How can it launch such a horrifying attack? It absorbed our attacks. Well. The pet is immune to all attacks and can absorb them. Isn't it invincible? Before they could figure out how to kill Little Originator, the big guy behind them had arrived. Dodge. The three of them all used displacement skills. Right when they were about to use displacement skills, Hairy Ball slapped the ground and stunned all three of them. Then it slapped them with its paw. Minus 410,000. Another one was killed. The two survivors were so shocked that their eyes almost popped out of their sockets. Well, this pet didn't absorb our attacks. Why is it still so powerful? Little Originator and Hairy Ball had made it clear that they would kill one of the remaining two with a single slap. They didn't even have a chance to see how strong Lu Chen was. They had only encountered one pet and one puppet, but all four of them had been killed. Hairy Ball shrank and Little Originator quieted down. The two of them looked back nervously. Lu Chen curled his lips. You made it in time. You're lucky. 18 seconds total. Chapter 389. Furball jumped into Little Originator's arms happily. Although Little Originator was expressionless, it still held Furball carefully. Why are you two so nice? My pets fight every day. If they were as nice as you two, I wouldn't be afraid to let them out to play, Lu Chen complained. Congratulations. You are the only survivor of the Sharaba. The gate to the monster forest has been opened. You can now go to the monster forest. In the middle of the arena, a black hole teleportation door opened. It was finally over. Lu Chen looked back at his surroundings. He was the only one left in the entire Azura field. Only one person could pass through the portal. Who would have thought that 999 people would die here in every match? The only person who was qualified to enter the portal had to go through an even harsher test. Lu Chen felt that Jiutian was becoming more and more cruel. Little Originator, come back first. You're too big for me to carry. Furball, come here. Furball put away Little Originator, jumped onto Lu Chen's shoulder, and stepped into the portal with Lu Chen. The players on Earth were still immersed in the grief of losing Nameless. But life had to go on. Speaking of which, after learning about Nameless' death, representatives from various countries came to express their condolences, and some even donated money and equipment. The Wuxia people were fine, but they didn't know why other countries also followed suit. The busiest days were over. Lung Nua held a meeting of the core members of Wild Waves in the guild hall. I hope everyone remembers that no matter what level Nameless is, he will always be the leader of Wild Waves. Lung Nua didn't seem to be in a good mood. Yes, there's no doubt about that. Some people want us to impeach our leader. That's annoying. Our leader is our spiritual pillar. Not only can we not collapse, but we also have to work harder. Only in this way can we push our leader to the top again, when he returns to level 2. Yes, we have to work harder. The meeting soon reached a consensus. After losing that man, the members of Wild Waves were more united, and they were more eager to become stronger. Back then, when Lung Nua had chosen her team members, the first thing she had considered was their character. Now her choice had come into play. They did not add insult to injury. Instead, they were waiting for Nameless to return. Right now, the team that the Great Wall has arranged for us is the strongest team at the Second Heaven. We have to make good use of this and quickly level up. In addition, we also have a level advantage. We need to maintain this advantage and even expand it. For the better development of the guild, and to deal with the harsher external environment, we need to refine the functions of the guild. Stardust, Game Black Hole, and Third Brother Boys will be in charge of the leveling department. Handsome Bro and Easy Bro will be in charge of the combat department. E and Ningxuang will be in charge of the foreign affairs department. Fragrant Flower will be in charge of the commerce department. Wild Waves was perfecting the guild system. At the same time, guilds all over the world were also working hard to perfect their own system. Nameless Death meant that the players on Earth would no longer have anyone to protect them. Mad Demon, that guy was a little unreliable. However, regardless of whether Mad Demon was reliable or not, there was nothing wrong with being strong. After seeing the second heaven and the other galaxy servers, the players on Earth had long understood that the game they were facing was far beyond the concept of a game. The official forces of various countries had also begun to officially surface and participate in various matters. Many guilds chose to merge and form a new alliance to strengthen their management. Lu Chen probably did not expect that his death would actually promote a stronger sense of crisis among the players all over the world. It was also triggering a guild revolution, promoting deeper cooperation between guilds and countries. What was even worse was that outside the Earth Village, the first thing that the newly formed Earth Alliance did was to ask a sculptor to erect a statue that was more than 10 meters tall at the entrance of the village. Needless to say, that statue was of Lu Chen. Under the statue, there were always players lighting candles with the words, "Earth War God Nameless, we will wait for your return." Fortunately, Lu Chen did not have time to care about the matters of the Earth Village. He was happily flying above the monster forest. While there are so many monsters, this is a good place to farm beast cores and bloodlines. If it was not for the old man who asked him to go to the Heart Refinement Courtyard first, Lu Chen felt that he could farm here until the end of time. I should go to the Heart Refinement Courtyard first. From what the old man said, it seems that the Heart Refinement Courtyard has a mission to farm the monster forest every day. Then, I can farm materials and level up and receive mission rewards. Just thinking about it makes me feel good. After flying for a while, Lu Chen saw a huge blue and white building from afar. It was like a castle standing there. The building looked like it was embedded in the mountain and blended in perfectly with the surroundings. The back was against the mountain and surrounded by a large lake. Mist rose from the lake, making the Heart Refinement Courtyard look mysterious. You have entered the Heart Refinement Courtyard area. Flying is prohibited here. Please walk. No way, I have to walk so far. Lu Chen looked down at the ground. To walk to the Heart Refinement Courtyard, he had to pass through a large forest. He did not know how long it would take. However, since the old man requested it, Lu Chen could only give up on flying and find a place to land. Just as Lu Chen landed, 3 people walked out from the forest. There were 2 men and 1 woman. The 3 IDs were 2-star instructor, Red Dust, 1-star instructor, Bright Fireworks, and 1-star instructor, Jian Guxing. The 3 of them were dressed in clothes and did not have any equipment. You are the newbie who passed the Shura field test this time? The one who spoke was the 2-star instructor Red Dust. Jian Guxing glanced at Lu Chen's equipment and shook his head. Are you doing so poorly outside? How can someone like you pass the Shura field? The quality of the newbies this time is not good. This is probably a waste of time. Hurry up. Lu Chen was already mocked. He pretended not to hear and nodded. Yes. May I ask, are you players or NPCs? Hearing this question, the 3 of them looked at each other and smiled. Lu Chen did not understand. His question was very normal. He really did not understand what was so funny. Turning to look at Lu Chen, Red Dust stopped smiling at his companions. To you we are NPCs. Well, this is not a question you need to think about now. First, let's test your physical strength and spiritual strength. If you pass, we will give you an admission test. Lu Chen blinked. Red Dust took out 2 huge stones from his backpack. Lu Chen felt that the stones were very familiar. After thinking carefully, he realized that they were very similar to the low-level spiritual strength testing stone that he had smashed under the ground of Xiaoyuan's hometown. No, he had smashed a strength testing stone, which had high impurities and was harder to break. Bright Fireworks impatiently said to Lu Chen. These two stones, one is a physical strength testing stone, and the other is a spiritual strength testing stone. They will only test your basic value. You can test them separately. In order to get your accurate data and avoid abnormal performance, we have the authority to lock your strength to 100% during the test. Lu Chen's eyes widened, and his face was full of horror. Lock my strength to 100%. What the hell is this? Chapter 390. Lu Chen asked cautiously. Instructors, may I ask what level this testing stone is? Bright Fireworks raised his eyebrows and looked at Lu Chen with amusement. What level? What level does a newbie like you want? Of course it's the lowest level. Ah. Lu Chen looked troubled. How about you three don't force me to use 100% of my strength? Why are you so wishy-washy? Everyone's testing 100%. What's there to worry about? Kid, hurry up and test it. The physical testing stone can test any number below 70,000 in 3 dimensions. The spiritual energy testing stone can test spirit pills below 7,000. The level of the testing stone has nothing to do with you. It has no effect on the results. Averting the mortal dust was also getting impatient. Lu Chen sighed. The physical testing stone could only measure 70,000 points, and the spiritual energy could only measure 7,000 points. 70,000 was already very high for normal players. Unless they encountered a great opportunity, it was impossible to reach such a number. But the problem was that under 100% strength, not including equipment, Lu Chen's physical body base value had reached 170,000, and his spiritual energy was even more terrifying, reaching 26,000. He had consumed 20,000 spiritual energy just by eating immortal pills. These 2 stones were simply not enough for Lu Chen to hit. I think you know that your results can't meet the requirements, so you're purposely delaying. Let me tell you, our Heart Tempering Institute only recruits geniuses. No one can take advantage of the situation. You better hurry up. To enter our Heart Tempering Institute, your 3D must be above 20,000, and your spiritual energy must be above 4,000. If you don't think you have the strength, then don't waste our time. Can you hurry up? Don't wait for our patience to run out. Lu Chen shook his head. Forget it. Since they wanted to test it, then so be it. Standing in front of the physical testing stone, Lu Chen prepared to attack. The system has adjusted your strength ratio. This attack will be at full strength. Please maintain your body's tension to avoid injury. Lu Chen took a deep breath and stepped forward. Although the 3 instructors were dissatisfied with Lu Chen's hesitation, they still paid attention to the strength testing stone when it was time for the test. Hey kid, aim for the middle area. If you miss, we won't be responsible for your results. Fireworks record the results later. Alright. Suddenly, Lu Chen threw a punch. The speed of this punch was extremely fast, leaving only the afterimage of the punch. However, the direction of the punch was very off, and it did not hit the central area at all. This is the result of not listening to advice. This position, in the end, will get at least a 30% discount. He will definitely be eliminated. However, a moment later, there was only a loud bang. For a moment, the 3 of them were in a state of chaos. Dust and sand flew everywhere, and countless rocks shot out in all directions. A ring of air formed by the explosion of the collision instantly spread out. The 3 mentor-level powerhouses were actually forced back by this aura ring. What is this? The 3 of them hurriedly stabilized themselves, their eyes filled with fear. No, that's impossible. What kind of power could produce such a terrifying aftershock? Look at the results. Looking at the physical strength testing stone again. There was no more physical strength testing stone. There was only a lonely figure, shaking his head helplessly. Sigh. I just arrived and already damaged the school's public property. I don't know if I should compensate. Test, where's the strength testing stone? Could it be? No, impossible. This is impossible. I can't even break the strength testing stone. It broke. Impossible, absolutely impossible. This is simply not something a human can do. The strength testing stone ignores equipment effects. His basic attributes are over 70,000? This can't be real. Since he had finished testing his physical body, Lu Chun might as well test his spiritual energy as well. Seeing Lu Chun walking towards the spiritual energy testing stone, the three mentors' faces were filled with fear. He's going to test his spiritual energy. He shouldn't break it again, right? You guys come closer, the stone hurt a lot just now. Lu Chun did not prepare too much and threw a punch. Without any suspense, the spiritual energy testing stone broke. The aura ring exploded, and the three of them were directly sent flying. Fuck, his spiritual energy is also so strong. Fuck, this person is a devil. Crazy. What kind of monster is this? Both his physical body and spiritual energy have broken through the limits of the second layer of heaven. This fuck. Why is he only worried about whether or not he should compensate? Can't he think about our feelings? After a few minutes, the three mentors tidied themselves up and returned in front of Lu Chun. Lu Chun patted the little fur ball on his shoulder. He seemed to have disturbed the little fella's sleep just now. After comforting the little fur ball, Lu Chun respectfully walked in front of the three mentors and said apologetically, "Mentors, I really did not do it on purpose. Is this stone very expensive? You should have considered this as normal wear and tear, right?" The corners of Bai Hongchen's eyes twitched. "It is quite expensive, a few million gold coins. We also did not think that anyone would be able to break it. But you don't have to worry. You don't have to compensate." Lu Chun let out a sigh of relief. Although he had 200 million gold coins in his bag, he would still feel the pinch if he had to pay a few million for nothing. "Then does that mean I passed?" The three mentors' faces were a little unnatural. They just said that this guy was about to be eliminated, and in the blink of an eye, he had broken 2 strength testing stones. This was a slap in the face too quickly. Cough, cough, you passed, Bai Hongchen said. However, the strength testing stone only proves that your attributes are sufficient. It cannot test your actual combat ability. According to the rules, you still have to participate in our next test. Lu Chun nodded. What's the next test? You can see the forest behind us. I'm not blind, of course I can see it. The three mentors did not dare to provoke this freak, so they could only pretend that they did not hear Lu Chen's words. Cough, cough, there is a rule in the heart-refining courtyard. The seniors have to welcome the newcomers. The way to welcome the newcomers is to personally check your strength. After saying that, Bai Hongchen took out 10 gems, 1 dark gold, 3 orange and 6 purple gems, and handed them to Lu Chen. These are the gems for exchanging techniques. The dark gold, orange and purple gems are for middle earth level, low earth level, and high black level gems respectively. 1,000 gems can be exchanged for a technique of the corresponding level. As the gems for exchanging are very rare, it is usually very difficult to obtain them. When the newcomers first enter Forest Protector, they will receive 10 gems at once. This is a very attractive amount of wealth. When you step into the forest with the other newcomers, you will face the crazy competition of the seniors. Our minimum requirement is that when you arrive at the heart-refining courtyard, you must have at least 1 gem in your hand. There is no limit to the color. In every battle, the opponent can only snatch 1 gem from you. The number of attacks you will receive will definitely be much higher than this number. This means that you must have the ability to avoid most of the attacks. Lu Chen had already understood the rules. He took the gems and placed them in his backpack. Mentor, are there any other newcomers? When I was in the Shura arena, the ticket seller said that the arena that I was the only one participating in was almost full. Do I have to wait for others? That's not right. There are many newcomers coming in every day. Why are you? Could it be? What is the difficulty of your galaxy server? Bai Hongchen asked curiously. It's difficult. Difficult? Oh, no wonder. The difficulty of the Shura arena is very low. Don't worry, we will wait here for at most 2 hours. When we have 100 people, we will inform you. Remember, this is entrance 312. Okay, thank you, mentor. The three of them suddenly felt the pressure. They could not stay here any longer. The three of them called out their mounts and left. Lu Chen found a piece of grass and sat there. Xiaomin, I am going to take a nap. Help me keep an eye on things. Let me know if there is any news. Furball, don't run around. Don't bite that tree. We can't destroy public property anymore. Lu Chen looked at the 10 gems in his hand. These were for exchanging high-level techniques? I hope I can get a useful technique. Chapter 391. Boss, wake up. Lu Chen woke up in a daze. Xiao Min. Has it started? Yes. Someone just announced with a loud voice that newbies can enter the forest from entrance 312. Lu Chen woke up and saw Furball sleeping in his arms. He smiled. You're sleeping because you're not allowed to eat, right? Little thing. Go back to the beast pen and sleep. Lu Chen carefully put Furball away and entered the forest alone. In the forest, there were towering trees that covered the sky. There were no wild beasts here. So Lu Chen walked in the direction of the Heart Refinement Courtyard. The Heart Refinement Courtyard seems very strong. Those instructors don't seem like NPCs. I wonder what kind of people they are. Lu Chen didn't have anyone to guide him, so he had to rely on himself to figure things out. However, Lu Chen didn't care. After all, he was here to get the cultivation technique. The highest level here is a medium earth level cultivation technique. I wonder if there are any stronger ones. Lu Chen muttered to himself as he walked in the forest. At that moment, 5 people suddenly jumped down from the trees beside him and stood in front of Lu Chen, blocking his path. The 5 of them looked at Lu Chen with smiles on their faces. Ha ha ha. There's indeed an idiot who chose to walk this path. This kid should have dark gold gems on him. Kid, it's your bad luck to meet us. Be smart and take out 5 gems. 1 dark gold, 3 orange, and 1 purple. That way we won't hurt you. Lu Chen looked at the 5 people opposite him. Hey, do you guys form a team to rob newbies? Robbing 5 gems at once. That's too evil. Evil? We're just telling you in advance that the Heart Refinement Courtyard is a cruel place. How can you not understand our good intentions? Newbie, you have to respect us. Maybe we'll be happy and greet the brothers behind us and leave you a gem. Lu Chen shook his head and said disdainfully, Unfortunately, you guys aren't worthy of my respect. As seniors, you still want to team up? The 5 of you are a disgrace to the seniors. Boy, don't refuse a toast only to be forced to drink a forfeit. We've seen many arrogant people. Unfortunately, you seem to have forgotten that those who can enter the heart-tempering courtyard are all geniuses. No matter how great you are in the outside world, you must know your place here. We gave you face, but you don't want it. Brothers, take care of this brat. Don't waste your breath on him. Get him. The 5 of them rushed towards Lu Chen at the same time. Lu Chen snorted coldly. I'm sorry. To be honest, I think there are too few of you. He didn't want to use low-level skills anymore. These people had some tricks up their sleeves, and fighting them back and forth was too troublesome. He immediately used his killing move. 3000 body flash slash. Leaving behind an illusion, Lu Chen's real body disappeared. He quickly jumped between the 5 people and unleashed a total of 11 3-hit combo attacks. Even if Lu Chen did not activate poison attack, just the 3 combo hits from his normal attack state, each critical hit dealing at least 1,100,000 damage. Once it tripled, the damage would increase by another 300,000. This group of people was obviously not like Sunset Eternal, who had dual professions. They were instantly killed. When Lu Chen's real body appeared behind the 5 people, the battle had already ended in an instant. After being killed, the 5 people each had 1 HP left. They looked at Lu Chen in horror, their faces full of disbelief. He didn't even have time to use any cultivation technique, and he didn't even have time to display his strength before he was killed. You, why is your damage so high? Who the hell are you? Your skill just now was Middle Earth rank. What kind of damage is that? Why is the critical hit so high? You're specially recruited? Lu Chen curled his lips and was too lazy to explain. What do you mean by specially recruited? I don't care. The 5 of you take out your gemstones. At this point, the 5 people's faces turned even paler. You want to steal our gemstones? Do you know that you're provoking all the old students? Lu Chen sneered. You're the only one who can steal mine. But I'm not allowed to steal yours? What kind of joke is this? How can there be such a good thing? You don't go overboard. Let me tell you, even if you have some strength, you can't win against all of us. Not to mention, this time it's that person who led the team. If you provoke us, he will make you suffer. Lu Chen squatted down and frowned at one of them. Junior brother is doing this for your own good. You wanted to tell me that the Cultivation Heart Institute is cruel. I'm also trying to tell you that there are people you can't afford to offend outside. I don't care who you are. You must have high-grade gemstones on you. One each. Each person could only steal one gemstone at a time. Lu Chen naturally chose the highest-grade gemstone. The 5 of them had already been defeated. No matter how they threatened the kid was stubborn and insisted on robbing them. They had no choice but to take out the best gemstones they had. The 5 of them were reluctant to part with the treasures, as they slowly took out a rainbow gem. Haha, there are indeed gemstones better than dark gold. TSK, if that's the case, I should have grabbed more. Lu Chen unceremoniously snatched the gems from their clenched hands and swaggered away. By the time Lu Chen left, the 5 of them were already in pain and wailing. My rainbow gemstone. I finally got it. How many missions do I have to complete to get another one? IV suffered a huge loss. What the fuck? What kind of ghost did we meet? He, a newbie, defeated the 5 of us in seconds. My rainbow gemstone. I only got one after a month of hard work. I'm about to explode from anger. Hurry and tell the boss. We must get the rainbow gemstone back. Hurry. At the northernmost part of the forest, a beauty was playing with her divine beast battle pet, the azure dragon. She actually had the azure dragon cub. This was something that could only be captured after gathering all 4 divine beasts. The location where the girl was at was very particular. Although they couldn't rob newbies here, this was the only exit to enter the Heart Refinement Courtyard. In other words, this was the place that all newbies had to pass through. The girl was a little bored. Sigh. I have to wait here for a few days. This is too boring. At this moment she received a voice message. Boss, the newbie stole our rainbow gemstone. Oh, it can't be. Didn't the 5 of you act together? That newbie won against the 5 of you? We were careless at that time. But that kid is also very strong. His attack and critical hit are very high. He also has a mid-grade earth level technique called 3000 body flash slash. Its lethality is off the charts. The girl said indifferently, I know. Stolen gemstones are not protected by the rules. You want me to help you get back the rainbow gemstone, right? After we get it back, I will take 3 and you will take 2. Thank you, boss. What is his name? He doesn't have a name. He is wearing a red outfit and is very arrogant. Boss, you must help us teach him a lesson. He is very arrogant. He ignores all of us old people. Red outfit. Why haven't I heard of it before? Forget it, I know. When he comes over, I will kill him. Hearing the boss's promise, the 5 of them finally let out a sigh of relief. Although they had lost 3 rainbow gemstones, at least they could get back 2. Most importantly, since the boss had agreed to help, then everything was settled. After ending the voice message, the girl tilted her head with a curious look. To actually be able to kill the ground python 5, that kid is quite strong. Sigh, I hope he comes soon. It is too boring here. Chapter 392. With the 5 colored gold gems in hand, Lu Chen tasted the sweetness. I heard them say that I can only exchange one for a month's worth of missions. Then I might as well grab more here. It seemed that the evil side of Lu Chen's heart had awakened at this moment. He began to pick a conspicuous place to walk. As he walked, he shouted at the top of his lungs. Ah, my luck is so good. I haven't met any seniors yet. Maybe I can bring the dark gold gems out. On a lush tree not far away, 2 people looked at each other and couldn't help but laugh at Lu Chen's ridicule. Is that guy an idiot? Is he afraid that others don't know that he has dark gold gems on him? I really can't figure out how someone with this kind of IQ can survive the Azura battlefield. What kind of dog shit luck does he have? Since he wants to die, then let's fulfill his wish. Let's go. However, when they appeared in front of Lu Chen, they suddenly realized that what was waiting for them was not an idiot, but a devil. Another 2 took the bait. Lu Chen revealed a sinister smile. Hand over the colored gold gems, so I don't have to do it myself. The two looked at each other with a gloomy face. Why did this guy steal their lines? You want to rob us old people. Hee hee, I've seen arrogant people. But I've never seen someone as arrogant as you. You're courting death. Lu Chen smiled slightly. Now you've seen it. I'm too lazy to talk nonsense with you. 3,000 body //. You're really not afraid of death. Kill. The two rushed at Lu Chen at the same time. But they didn't know that it was just Lu Chen's illusion. His real body had already launched the body //. Without a doubt, it was an instant kill. Lu Chen looked down at the two people on the ground and stretched out his hand. Gems. The two were frightened, but they didn't dare to violate the rules. They could only reluctantly hand over the colored gold gems. Hee hee, another 2 pieces. Lu Chen put the gems into his backpack with satisfaction. He now had 7 pieces. Kid, don't be complacent. You actually dared to rob us old people. We must make you pay the price. Lu Chen curled his lips and only said one word. Oh. The two of them were so angry that they almost vomited blood. A no was the biggest insult. That guy didn't take their warning seriously at all. Lu Chen didn't want to waste time with these two people, so he whistled and left. In various parts of the forest, the elders of the Heart Refinement Courtyard were trying their best to plunder the newcomers. This was the best opportunity to obtain gems. It was much more efficient than doing missions. However, even though they were newcomers, those who could enter the Heart Refinement Courtyard were no ordinary people. There might be experts among them. There was no lack of examples of failed attempts in various places. However, there was one person who was the most special. The newcomers who came in from entrance 312 were frantically snatching the old man's rainbow gold gems. The news quickly spread among the elders. What? You were robbed too? That guy has a skill called the 3000 body flickering slash. Its attack is extremely high, and it's very confusing. You must be careful. Careful my ass. If that guy really steals it, where will our face go? We must get back at them. You guys haven't seen how terrifying that guy is. Alright, no one here is a coward. How strong can a newcomer be? Didn't you guys say that he only has a medium earth tier cultivation technique? As long as you guys are careful of his 3000 body flickering slash, what can he do? Where was the last place you saw him? Everyone else, let's go and kill him. Yes, let's kill him first. Otherwise, this batch of newcomers will really turn the sky upside down. Waves of elders were rushing towards Lu Chen's location. At this moment, Lu Chen was studying his equipment. Legendary grade dazzling gold treasure. Universal annihilation. When he first obtained this treasure, the equipment's special effects weren't activated. Lu Chen had been wearing it all this time, and it only added a more objective basic attribute. The first condition for activating the equipment's special effect. Insta-kill 50 opponents whose level is not lower than the user's. Lu Chen had experienced a lot of big and small battles recently, but when it came to insta-kills, it was in the forest that he insta-killed the most. At this moment, Universal Annihilation's first special effect had been activated. Special Effect 1. Activated Universal Annihilation Skyquake. Collapses the ground, causing the ground to quake. Enemies within a 15-meter radius will be sent flying into the sky, causing a small amount of damage and causing a knockback effect. Knockback duration 3 seconds. Maximum reserve 3 Skyquake. Single Skyquake cooldown 300 seconds. Special Effect 2. An activated insta-kill 100 enemies whose level is not lower than the user's. Current progress July 7th. From the looks of it, Universal Annihilation special effects seem to be a complete set of cultivation techniques. Currently, only the first layer has been activated. Overall, Skyquake's damage was actually very low, but its effects were not bad. It was considered a powerful crowd control skill. It's still alright. After being sent flying, they won't be able to react. I can easily link it up with other attacks. It's considered a relatively strong crowd control skill. Of course, Lu Chen was now more eager to activate more special effects. Universal Annihilation sounds very strong. I wonder if the cultivation techniques behind it are strong. I'll find more people to kill. Facts had proven that Lu Chen didn't need to find more people, because there were already people who took the initiative to find him. The people who came in groups of 3 to 5, wave after wave, and the number of people was increasing. In less than half an hour, Lu Chen activated the second special effect of Universal Annihilation. Special Effect 2, activated Universal Annihilation Back Attack. Flash behind the enemy and violently attack the enemy. This attack will definitely hit, causing 500% physical damage, and sending the enemy flying again. Cooldown, 300 seconds. Special Effect 3, unactivated insta-kill 200 enemies whose level is not lower than the user's. Current progress, March 3rd. Sent flying again. Fuck, this skill is powerful. The damage output is high, and it seems like the combo hasn't been broken yet. The cooldown isn't very long. I can use it once every 5 minutes. A large number of veteran players were still rushing over. This allowed Lu Chen to be at ease and wait for the exhausted to come. However, Lu Chen was a little impatient. These people are so slow. Lu Chen really wanted to know the special effects behind Universal Annihilation. Forget it, I'll take the initiative to attack. Thinking of this, Lu Chen flew into the air and took out the Abyss Dragon Crystal Bow. Under his sharp observation, he quickly locked onto a group of 10 people who were jumping in the forest and rushing in his direction. Are there at least 10 people in a group now? Lu Chen shook his head. It's still too little. There are people with more than 1,200,000 HP in this group. If I want to insta-kill them, I'll use that move. Dragon Blood Boil. Lu Chen directly sacrificed 80% of his HP in exchange for 80% additional damage. Immediately after, Lu Chen drew his bow and said calmly, "Long-range shooting." The group of 10 people was jumping in the forest. Fuck, is that guy really that strong? He killed more than 100 old people. I really underestimated him. Damn it, where did he get that 3,000 instant slash? It's really strong. What's there to be afraid of? We have more people this time. With 10 people, we'll definitely kill him. Let's take turns to kill him, and let him know the consequences of provoking us old people. Right, he thinks he's invincible just because he killed a few weak old people? If we work together, we can kill him until he starts doubting his life. As they were talking, a black light flashed in the sky. Immediately after, before they could see the arrow, a black arrow suddenly appeared in front of the 10 people, and quickly split into hundreds of arrows. With a loud bang, the 10 people were caught off guard and were all hit. Minus 1,960,000. Minus 2,030,000. Minus 1,890,000. Minus 1,740,000. A series of unbelievable numbers floated out. Before the 10 people could see who it was, they were all insta-killed. Chapter 393. In the forest, regardless of whether they were new or old, they would be forced to lose 1 point of health. At this moment, the team of 10 was lying on the ground with a look of disbelief on their faces. What kind of damage is this? 2 million? Even a boss wouldn't be able to deal such high damage. What the fuck? We didn't even see who killed them. Who is it? This is too much. This is too much. Not long after, a figure appeared in front of the 10 people. He looked at the 10 people lying on the ground calmly and said, "You don't need me to say more, right? Colorful gold gem." The 10 people looked at Lu Chen in shock. "It's really you. Why is your attack so strong? What kind of skill are you using?" Lu Chen smiled. "Do you think I'll tell you? Kid, don't be so arrogant. You've already broken the rules of the Heart Refinement Courtyard by robbing us old people. Do you want to go against the entire Heart Refinement Courtyard by yourself?" Lu Chen frowned. "Break the rules? A few seniors told me that the Heart Refinement Courtyard's rules are survival of the fittest. Why did it change in the blink of an eye? As for going against the entire Heart Refinement Courtyard, actually it doesn't matter. I'm not close to you anyway. You're not afraid of causing public outrage? I'm here to take the skill. To be honest, I don't really care about your feelings." Lu Chen said honestly. They weren't even people from Earth. Why should he care about what others thought of him? Lu Chen didn't explain much to them. He took the gem and disappeared. This guy is too arrogant. An old man said fiercely. He doesn't seem to care about anyone. How can there be such a scary guy? I looked into his eyes just now. I think I saw a beast imprisoned in his eyes. No, it's like he's imprisoning a demon. I felt a chill down my spine. What are you talking about? He's strong. But didn't you see that he's in a red blood state? That means someone must have injured him. Get the others to surround him immediately. We have to put our honor and dignity on the line. We have to kill this mad dog. Yes, light his gem. We can't let him enter the heart refinement courtyard. The newcomer who entered entrance 128 found 3 of his fellow newcomers. They were carefully moving forward in the forest. Strange, why is it that the closer I get to the heart refinement courtyard, the less I can see the old man? That's right. When I first came in, I had 6 gems stolen from me. I thought I was done for this time, but I didn't expect to not meet a single old man until now. Those seniors are too terrifying. It seems like they all have at least 3 Earth-tier middle-rank martial arts. Us newbies are already very strong. If we only have 1 or 2, how are we going to fight them? They're really shameless. They're old, and they still want to team up. The group I met was a 3-man team. I gave them 3 pills directly. Let's go together. It's too dangerous here. Whether or not we can keep the last gem depends on luck. While they were talking, the forest throbbed, and the 4 of them hurriedly hid. Not long after, a team of 20 people quickly rushed forward. So many old people. Shh, don't say anything. If they find out, they won't even have enough gems to rob. At that time, he will be eliminated directly. While they were talking, the 2 old men at the front seemed to have noticed them and looked over. The 4 of them instantly felt as if they had fallen into an ice cellar. We're done for. We've been discovered. They can even discover us. They're so strong. However, the few old men turned around and led the team towards the west, completely ignoring the 4 of them. After a long time, the 4 of them finally walked out of the forest. The 4 of them looked at each other. What's going on? They've obviously discovered us. Why didn't they rob us? Are they looking down on our gems? Impossible. There are 4 of us. This means that we have a lot of gems too. There's no reason for them not to rob us. Could it be that they know we don't have many gems on us, so they let us go on purpose? They did let us go. Actually, the Heart Tempering Institute isn't as cruel as we thought. The seniors here are all very kind. I think I'm starting to like this place. Yes, indeed. They definitely don't want to see us eliminated. I've really misunderstood the Heart Tempering Institute. The people here are so friendly. At this thought, the 4 of them suddenly felt relieved. The 4 of them chatted and laughed as they walked towards the main entrance of the Heart Tempering Institute. Heart Tempering Institute, we're coming. Lu Chen didn't know that the other newcomers had such an inexplicable change in mentality. Otherwise, he would definitely have told them. There's no such thing as a peaceful life. There's someone carrying the burden for you. Now, Lu Chen has become the top target of the old people's hunting. No matter what, they had to stop that lunatic from entering the Heart Tempering Institute. Lu Chen was invisible in midair. He used his long-range shooting to kill the enemies that were rushing towards him. His rainbow gold gems killed more and more people in an instant. The battle continued until late at night. A large number of newcomers had already passed the last stage and easily completed the final test of the Heart Tempering Institute. However, these newcomers realized that the 30-plus mentors and seniors standing in front of them didn't seem to notice them. Their eyes were fixed on the vast forest. They haven't killed that guy yet? The people in Group 7 are really weak. Don't worry. If that woman doesn't make a move, nothing can be said. To be honest, I've been in the Heart Tempering Institute for half a year. This is the first time I've seen such a scene. An entire group of seniors chasing after a newcomer. What's the background of that guy? You've only been here for half a year. Let me tell you, in the history of the Heart Tempering Institute, such a situation has not exceeded 10 times. However, I've only heard of it in the past. This time, I'm seeing it for myself. I heard from Group 7 that this is the most arrogant newcomer they've ever seen. He hasn't come out yet. It seems like he's killing the seniors, Killing the seniors? The surrounding people's jaws nearly dropped when they heard this. They had heard of killing monsters and massacring people in cities, but they had never heard of a newcomer killing the seniors. This was the Heart Tempering Institute. Although it was rare for people to gather enough rainbow gold gems, it wasn't difficult to gather enough orange gems after some time. The seniors' advantage was that they had plenty of mid-grade earth-tier cultivation techniques, and were strong enough. Together with their powerful strength, it was difficult for newcomers to defeat them. Yet, this newcomer was killing the seniors in the forest. What the hell was this? The newcomers looked at each other. What? Someone from the same batch as us is actually fighting the seniors? It doesn't seem as simple as fighting. It seems like he killed many seniors. Now all the seniors are targeting him. Holy shit, is this for real? I was wondering why the seniors were indifferent when they saw us. So it's him. They're mocking us. For a newcomer to be targeted by so many seniors, he's probably doomed. Chapter 394. In midair, the black crystal arrow had become even more elusive in the night. The terror of an archer lay in their long-range attacks, and long-range shooting brought out the archer's advantage to the extreme, taking the enemy's head from 10,000 meters away. At this time, Lu Chen had already killed 800 elders from the heart-refining courtyard. At this time, the 5 special effects of universal annihilation had all been unlocked, and the mysterious veil of universal annihilation had finally been lifted. From the 3rd special effect onwards, universal annihilation had finally become terrifying. Special Effect 1, Universal Annihilation Skyquake. Special Effect 2, Universal Annihilation Back Attack. Special Effect 3, Universal Annihilation Earth Fissure. Strike the enemy from midair to the ground, and trigger the Earth Elemental Restriction. The enemy cannot attack or move. At the same time, the number of back attack accumulations plus 1 Special Effect 4, Universal Annihilation Skyfall. Flash under the enemy. Ignores evasion of movement skills below heaven rank. Ignores invincibility of all skills below heaven rank. And launch a fierce attack upwards, dealing 750% physical attack damage, and sending the enemy flying. In the process of sending the enemy flying, all continuous damage skills will be dealt with in one go. At the same time, the number of back attack accumulations plus 1, Special Effect 5, Universal Annihilation. Universal Annihilation. Teleport to the top of the enemy's head. Ignores dodging skills below heaven rank. Ignores all skills below heaven rank and invincible tyrant body. And unleash the strongest attack. Universal Annihilation. Deals 1250% Heaven's Wrath damage. Under the enhancement of the 3rd and 4th special effects, the back attack became 3 reserved skills. At the same time, the 3 moves Skyfall and Universal Annihilation had the effect of instant shadows, infinite suppression. Moreover, Universal Annihilation was a terrifying Heaven's Wrath attack. Damn, this skill is so strong. If it ignores all skills below heaven rank, then isn't it equivalent to the strongest skill among the high-grade Earth rank skills? Lu Chen said excitedly. When he first saw the Heaven's Wrath 4 kills formation, Lu Chen thought that it was the strongest Earth rank skill. But now that he saw Universal Annihilation, Lu Chen realized that he had made a premature judgment. The Heaven's Wrath 4 kills formation was one of the best among the Earth rank skills, but Universal Annihilation was definitely the king of single-target attacks among the Earth rank skills. Its powerful combo ability and terrifying explosive power had already surpassed the 2 skills of 8 Desolations of Heaven and Earth, and 3,000 instantaneous slash. So strong. I really want to find someone to give it a try right now. Lu Chen also wanted to experience this kind of ruthless combo. Fuck, it seems like the average person won't be able to withstand my attacks. Lu Chen was a little depressed. Should I find someone with low attributes and attack them? However, after holding on for so long, Lu Chen found that it was difficult to find someone now. After killing 800 elders of the heart-tempering courtyard, none of them dared to look for him anymore. Where could he find someone to practice with? Forget it, forget it. It doesn't feel good to lower my attributes. I should find a strong boss to test it out on in the future. Lu Chen looked at his backpack. His 10 gems were still there, but he didn't care about these gems. Now that he had 800 rainbow gold gems, he was still short of 200. He would probably have to go and do missions to earn more. Descending from mid-air, Lu Chen first restored his HP to full. Heaven and Earth Apocalypse has respawned. It's getting late, so it's about time to head out. Lu Chen leisurely walked towards the exit of the forest. Not long after, Lu Chen saw a girl in front of him. She looked to be around 14 or 15 years old. She was sitting there in a daze. There was a sign above her head. She seemed to be a newcomer to the heart-tempering courtyard. Seeing Lu Chen from afar, the girl didn't feel anything. She just continued to sit there in a daze. Lu Chen was a little confused. He walked over. "Hey little girl. You're a newcomer too. It's already dark. Aren't you going out?" The girl glanced at Lu Chen. She already knew that Lu Chen was also a newcomer. She just didn't expect this guy to come over and talk to her. Sighing, the girl continued to sit by the tree stump. "What's the use of going out? My gems have all been snatched. I'll be eliminated if I go out." Lu Chen frowned. Speaking of which, a 14 or 15-year-old girl actually obtained the qualifications to enter the heart-tempering courtyard. She was probably the youngest person Lu Chen had ever seen. "Hey little girl. Did you pass the Azure Arena? Why do you all like to ask me that? Is it strange that I passed the Azure Arena? Sigh. I guess everyone wants to rob me because I'm young." The girl shook her head helplessly. "My brother said that the outside world is very cruel. Now I believe him." Lu Chen blinked. Did this girl lose her confidence in life? "I didn't enter the heart-tempering courtyard this time. I'll definitely be laughed at by my family." The more the girl thought about it, the sadder she became. She covered her face with both hands. "Go away. Don't bother me. I want to be alone." Lu Chen smiled and shook his head. He walked to the girl's side. "I have a sister too. We're quite fated. Don't give up hope. I've never seen someone as old as you pass the Azure Arena. You're already very strong. This is for you. Go out early." With that, Lu Chen disappeared in front of the girl. The girl removed her hands and looked in the direction Lu Chen disappeared in. The two of them did not know each other. That person actually comforted her. He was quite a good person. Unfortunately, he did not feel the pressure. The bigger the family, the greater the pressure everyone felt. If I knew this would happen, I would have listened to my brother and cultivated for another half a year before coming to the heart-tempering courtyard. The girl suddenly recalled that the person seemed to have given her something. At this moment, under the moonlight, a soft orange light shone into her clear eyes. She followed the light and saw an orange gem lying beside her hand. This is an orange exchange gem. He gave me an orange gem." The girl's eyes widened. Her mind was in a daze. A rookie who still had an orange gem in his hand. That was already inconceivable. In the end, he actually gave the rookie's most precious gem to her? That guy was actually as rich as this person. The girl did not remember that guy's ID. He seemed to be anonymous. After all, many people like to be anonymous. She did not take a closer look at that person's face. It was already late, and she did not care about anything at that time. The only thing she remembered was his voice. It was very gentle, very clean, and very sincere. The girl hurriedly stood up and held the gem tightly in her hand. "Thank you, big brother. Thank you so much." The orange gem was not attractive to Lu Chen at all. If he could help that girl, he would be happy to see it happen. The forest's exit was not far ahead. But strangely, Lu Chen seemed to see the flickering torches across the forest. There seemed to be many people gathered there. So many rookies have passed. Just as Lu Chen was about to walk through the last open space, somewhere in the night, a lazy and pleasant voice suddenly sounded. "What a big show. So many people are waiting for you." Lu Chen turned around curiously. He did not notice that there was someone hiding not far away. "Hey, most arrogant rookie. Unfortunately, you can only go this far. You are just one step away from entering the heart-tempering courtyard. But you can only watch as the opportunity slips through your fingers. Don't you feel regretful?" An enchanting figure walked step by step from the darkness to the moonlight. Chapter 395. At this moment, a phrase flashed through Lu Chen's mind. outshining the moon and putting the flowers to shame. Although it was a bit old-fashioned, it suited the situation. This woman was indeed beautiful, like a fairy under the moonlight. Her silver equipment made her look valiant and heroic. Even the moonlight paled in comparison. Being provoked was one thing. But to be honest, this woman's looks were no less than Jiao Er's. Lu Chen looked at the woman's ID, Xingguo Yanran. He didn't know if Xingguo was a guild prefix or something else, but her name only had 2 words, Yanran. Seeing Lu Chen's stunned expression, the woman smiled calmly, which made her even more charming. Am I pretty? The topic changed a bit too quickly. This woman seemed to be used to such stunning looks. Very pretty, Lu Chen answered. The woman smiled. I think that's the lowest evaluation I've ever heard. Actually, that's my highest evaluation, Lu Chen answered. The woman smiled, but she quickly stopped smiling. You're actually quite interesting. Unfortunately, I won't let you go today. I can tell you that after I defeat you, there will be many more people coming to challenge you. Not only will they take back the 800 gems you took, but they will also take all 10 of your gems. That's not something you can touch. Lu Chen smiled faintly. Beauty, you have to think clearly. I'm a little tired now. If you let me go, I won't fight with you. Anyway, it doesn't matter if you have 1 more stone or 1 less stone. The woman sneered. I'm the leader of Group 7. Do you think I'll let you go when you bully my people? Oh, you have an organization. If that's the case, you can't let me go. Lu Chen shrugged. It seems this battle is inevitable. Indeed. The 2 drew their weapons at the same time. Black Flame Dragon Emperor. Zhenghua Yanran summoned her battle pet. Lu Chen was surprised by this battle pet. It was the Black Flame Dragon Emperor, and he was in his youth. The 4 gods and 4 beasts were quite common in the second heaven domain, but it was Lu Chen's first time seeing an ultimate beast like the Black Flame Dragon Emperor. Furthermore, he was in his youth stage. Lu Chen came to the Heart Refinement Courtyard for 2 reasons. On one hand, he wanted to obtain a high-level cultivation technique. On the other hand, he heard from the Ticket Elder that there were many missions here, so it wouldn't delay him from going to the demonic beast forest to collect beast cores. Lu Chen's pure spiritual energy was completely enough, and he had accumulated a lot of soul essences. Only the beast cores were lacking. At this moment, Lu Chen seemed to realize that the other party's objective was somewhat similar to his. It was very likely that she was also here to obtain beast cores. She should have been in the Heart Refinement Courtyard for a while, so it was normal for the Dragon Emperor to evolve into a young man. It was a divine beast, a real divine beast, not a remnant soul, but a young Dragon Emperor. Lu Chen immediately sensed the horrifying aura of the ultimate ferocious beast. Roar! The Black Flame Dragon Emperor's roar stirred up a gust of wind. The towering trees nearby seemed to have been hit by a typhoon. Their branches danced and were about to be broken. This is the Black Flame Dragon Emperor in its youth stage. Lu Chen widened his eyes. That was to say, some of his little ones would soon become as ferocious as the Black Flame Dragon Emperor. Lu Chen's astonishment turned into horror in the eyes of the State Protector. The State Protector sneered. I have heard about your strength. Since I am bold enough to stop you here, I must have some means to deal with you. Not far away from the battlefield, people saw the black dragon in the sky and heard the dragon's roar. They instantly understood what was going on. That guy has finally met the boss. Let's go and have a look. Finally, Boss Yanran has a chance to take action. That's Yanran's battle pet. I think that guy has arrived. Let's go and have a look, the other teachers said. The rookies looked in horror at the gigantic dragon not far away. Their eyes were filled with horror. Whose battle pet is that? That's a black dragon. Oh my god. Is that the boss of Group 7 that they were talking about? That's so powerful. Let's go and have a look. I heard that it is rare to see a black dragon. I have to go and have a look. Oh, and that new student. I wonder how he is doing. All of a sudden, a large number of players swarmed in from the exit of the forest. At the moment, Lu Chen was playing chess with the State Protector and the Black Flame Dragon Emperor. Ha, ha, ha. That guy is going to give up. There is no powerful warrior in front of Yanran. The beast tamer killed the archer. This is going to be interesting. That guy thought that we were exaggerating. Now that he has seen the Black Flame Dragon Emperor, he will behave himself. Let's kill him later. Lu Chen squinted. He knew the Black Flame Dragon Emperor well. Even if the Black Flame Dragon Emperor was in its youth stage, he would not be afraid of it. The only problem was, he was too tired to do any strenuous exercise. The question was, which one should he send, Furball or Originator? After some thought, Lu Chen decided to send Furball. Furball, you've slept for a whole day. I'm not as comfortable as you are. Get up and get to work, Lu Chen said. He raised his hand, and a small silver mouse appeared in his hand. I'll leave the dragon to you. I'll deal with its master. Okay. Okay. Don't waste too much time. Get it done quickly. I need to sleep. Hearing the conversation between Lu Chen and the little girl, the others almost burst into laughter. Ha ha ha. I'm dying of laughter. That guy is not going to use that mouse to fight the Black Flame Dragon Emperor. One of the 4 ultimate ferocious beasts, is he? Ha, I'm laughing. That mouse's combat strength can't be higher than 1. Compared to the Black Flame Dragon Emperor, killing it within a second is nothing. Does he think he's playing chess? He wants to use the weakest to fight the strongest. Why is this guy so retarded? I guess he's only so strong because of those advanced skills. The little furball angrily bared its fangs at the people around it, and let out a warning cooing sound. Unfortunately, its appearance was too silly and cute, and it was not threatening at all. Lu Chen had no choice. He patted Furball and said, Little guy, don't worry about what others say. They're not important. I'll trust you. Furball rubbed Lu Chen's hand obediently. Then, it jumped off Lu Chen's hand and walked to the Black Flame Dragon Emperor. Gua Yinran squinted her eyes and said, Are you really going to use that little guy to fight my Black Flame Dragon Emperor? I'm afraid it can't even withstand the Dragon Emperor's dragon might. Lu Chen smiled and said, You worry too much. Furball. Lu Chen remembered clearly that Furball was the only pet in the whole server. It was the only pet that had no upper-level limit. As long as it wanted to, it could keep devouring and even devouring. Jiu Tian. Yao Lao once asked Lu Chen to think carefully about whether he should bring Furball out. This little guy had the potential to turn the world upside down. Super strong, Lu Chen said confidently. At the same time, the Black Flame Dragon roared, and once again, its Dragon Emperor suppressed everyone. However, the little furball opposite it was not afraid at all, and it also roared back. Roar! The little furball grew to an astonishing 50 meters long. Chapter 396. A moment ago, it was still a cute little mouse. In the blink of an eye, it had transformed into a giant beast. Roar! The little furball's voice became much deeper. It let out an earth-shattering roar that was louder than the Black Dragon King's. Your little guy can grow so big. Country Protector Yinran was shocked. Lu Chen paused for a second. She must be talking about the little furball. The Black Rock Dragon King seemed to have a natural confidence in its bloodline. Seeing that the little furball dared to roar at it, the Black Rock Dragon King was enraged. The Black Rock Dragon King spat out a mouthful of black flame prairie at the little furball. The entire battlefield was covered in black flames. The high temperature made the surrounding players sweat. Black Flame Prairie. This is a super powerful AoE skill. High damage, ignoring normal fire resistance and continuous damage. No wonder it's an ultimate beast. Is this the Black Flame? I heard that it can ignore normal fire resistance and spiritual resistance. It's almost as powerful as Heaven's Wrath. How can it be called an ultimate beast if it's not powerful? That big mouse's bloodline is not on the same level as the Black Dragon King. It can't beat it. However, although the little furball's body was huge, it was very agile. After avoiding the initial damage of the Black Flame Prairie, the little furball began to greedily devour the black flames on the ground. Wherever the little furball went, the black flames were all sucked into it. A moment later, all the black flames on the battlefield disappeared. Well, what the hell is this? How can it devour other people's skills? Damn, that guy can devour the Black Flame Dragon King's black flames? That's impossible. Country protector Yinran was also stunned. She had encountered many enemies and seen many powerful and rare battle pets, but she had never seen anything like this. How can your battle pet devour the black flames? You've gone too far. Lu Chen was frustrated. What did it have to do with him that the little fur ball could eat the black flames? It was the little fur ball that had gone too far. Why did country protector Yinran say that he had gone too far? At that moment, the little fur ball that had eaten its fill had already pounced on the Black Dragon King. The young Black Dragon King already had dragon scale armor, and its physical and spiritual defense were very high. However, after eating the 300-year-old immortal herb, the little furball's attributes were extremely terrifying. Its attack was extremely high, and its physical and spiritual defense were equally terrifying. This was something that Lu Chen had deeply experienced in the past. However, the furball didn't use its claws this time. Feast! It bit towards the Black Dragon King. The Black Dragon King was shocked. Motherfucker! I was having a good fight with you, but you want to eat me. The Black Dragon flew into a rage and swiped at him with its claw. Black Flame Dragon Claw. This seemingly ordinary claw produced an attack similar to Sword Chi, causing the close-range attack to also have the effect of long-range damage. At the same time, the attack was accompanied by an obvious black fog, which was related to the Black Flame attribute attack. It's the Black Flame Dragon Claw. A certain senior student's eyes widened. Senior, is this move very powerful? It feels so ordinary. Ordinary? Last time, when Yinran's Black Dragon reached its youth stage, she asked my battle pet to test it out. That one claw alone dealt 450,000 damage to my gilded black tortoise. What? He can deal 450,000 damage to the gilded black tortoise? The gilded black tortoise's defense is super high. The most terrifying thing about the Black Flame Dragon Emperor is its Black Flame attack, which is a type of elemental attack. However, due to its rarity, it is very difficult to increase the corresponding resistance. You can basically treat it as a Heavenly Might attribute attack. Any of its attacks will be accompanied by this type of attack. Think about it, a normal attack with a Heavenly Might attack. Isn't this kind of opponent terrifying? The new student turned his head in shock and looked at the giant dragon again. He said in horror, "Alright, I hope I don't have the chance to meet this guy." The Black Dragon King's attack was already in front of the fur ball. It was unknown whether the fur ball didn't remember to dodge, or if it didn't dodge on purpose. At least in Lu Chen's opinion, this guy should be able to dodge. All in all, the fur ball took the attack head-on. Minus 40,000 normal attack, minus 80,000 Black Flame attack, 120,000 offset. The Black Dragon only dealt 40,000 normal attack damage. Even the Black Flame attack, which was difficult to defend against, was offset by 120,000. The total damage was 120,000. Before anyone could react, the fur ball jumped up high and grabbed the Black Dragon King with its two claws. Then, it bit down on the Black Dragon King's body. The spectating players at the scene, including Jinghua Yinran and Lu Chen himself, their eyeballs almost popped out. What the fuck? What is it doing? Is it crazy? It's really eating the Black Dragon King. Did it not dodge on purpose just now? This guy is willing to do anything for the sake of eating. What the fuck? Like master, like battle pet. The master is a lunatic, and the battle pet is also a lunatic. Lu Chen was also very depressed. Why did those people involve him again? He was also very shocked. He wasn't a beast tamer who had such a close connection with his pet. The battle plan was completely formulated by the fur ball itself. Little fur ball, did I treat you badly? Why did you do this the moment you came out? This is a battle of life and death. Lu Chen suddenly remembered Yao Lao's words. If he could go back to the past, when Yao Lao asked him again whether he should bring the fur ball out, he would definitely think about it for one more minute. Of course, he still had to bring it out. However, Lu Chen finally saw how crazy this guy was. When it first met me, it must have eaten its fill in the herb field. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been so easy to deal with. Lu Chen's back was covered in cold sweat. Compared to Lu Chen, Jinghua Yinran was completely crazy. Hey, what is your pet doing? What kind of attack is this? It's impossible to have this kind of attack in level 2. Lu Chen held his forehead. It was better to hide the identity of the furball for now. It was the only one in the entire server, and it had the ability to devour Jiutian. If word got out, the people in level 2 would come down. This was a monster that was beyond the rules, with no other choice. Lu Chen forced himself to explain. This feast is actually equivalent to a life removal type attack. This is the furball's specialty. Hey furball, you better fight properly. Lu Chen hurriedly reminded the furball loudly. The furball bit down, and the black dragon cried out in pain. Just as it was feeling proud, it heard its master's reprimand, and unwillingly turned to look at Lu Chen. If its master didn't stop it, this big snake would taste pretty good. However, since it followed its master, and he said that he would feed it a lot of good food in the future, for the sake of long-term benefits, it was better to let this big snake go for now. It didn't want to eat, but the black dragon's body was already heavily injured. Debuff. Physical damage, 1 stack. Physical attributes reduced by 7%. Mobility reduced by 7%. Debuff. Physical damage vulnerability, 1 stack. When receiving physical attacks, receive an additional 7% damage. Debuff. Severe bleeding, 1 stack. Lose 1% of maximum health every second for 7 seconds. At the same time, a buff appeared on the furball's body. Buff, eat 1 stack. Permanently increase physical strength. This unit provides a 0.1% increase in physical strength, and recovers the same amount of health as the enemy's bleeding damage every second. This time, little furball's attack only took into account the initial bleeding damage, which was only 30,000. It had only recovered 30,000 HP. However, the experts present didn't see this negligible value at all. What they saw was the status of both sides. Just this pile of debuffs and buffs was enough to make the whole place silent. Chapter 397. Horrifying. So horrifying. Even the ultimate beasts are no match for it. What kind of battle pet is this? The 3 debuffs can be stacked, and so can its buffs. Is there any doubt about that? That regeneration, does it mean that as long as the opponent is bleeding, it will be regenerating? I think so. It has stopped attacking, but it is still regenerating. What kind of attack is Feast? That's so horrifying. Is it really eating the opponent to strengthen itself? Wait, can someone tell me what a permanent increase in physical strength is? What the hell is that? A 0.1% increase in physical strength was not strange at all. It was so low that it made one's hair stand on end. However, with the addition of permanent, the concept was completely different. In other words, as long as it used Feast, it could continue to grow stronger. In the later stage, even the ultimate beasts and the ultimate beasts would be no match for it. At that moment, no one had thought about the future. Furball was the only existence that had no upper limit to its level and strength. It was not an exaggeration to say that it was a bug. At that moment, who would have thought that this bloodthirsty and crazy beast was once the harmless little gopher in Lu Chen's hands? Since its boss did not allow it to eat the black snake, Furball had to resort to physical attacks. The Black Dragon King had been hit by 3 debuffs. Its attack speed was no longer as fast as Furball's. This time, Furball's attack landed on the Black Dragon first. Minus 460,000. What? That guy's physical attack is so high? That's insane. Come on, it's an ultimate beast. The Black Dragon only dealt 120,000 damage. It has more health than the Black Dragon. Do the ultimate beasts not care about their reputation? It's over. There's no point in fighting. Its attack is no match, its defense is no match, and now even its speed is no match. There's no suspense. As expected, after a few rounds of attacks, Furball finished off the young Black Dragon King with 1 paw. When the Black Dragon King fell from the sky, Gua Yanran hurriedly called it back. She looked at Lu Chun in horror, then looked at the little gopher that had turned back into a little gopher, and was licking the blood on his shoulder. Gua Yanran was in disbelief. Lu Chun pursed his lips. Well, do we still need to fight? The country protector's Black Dragon King had already been defeated. Disregarding everything else, As long as the opponent released the little fur ball, he would definitely not be able to withstand it. There was no point in continuing this match. Gui Yanran let out a long sigh. You win. The gem is yours. Saying so, he took out a colorful gold gem from his bag and tossed it to Lu Chen. However, don't get too cocky. My black dragon isn't in its strongest state yet. When I find you again, I'll definitely wash away today's humiliation with blood. Lu Chen frowned slightly. Was this woman going against him? Speaking of which, little hairy ball was clearly not in its strongest state. Sigh, this lass better not say anything. Otherwise, she would really fall into a bottomless pit. After dealing with the last senior, Lu Chen looked around. The surrounding elders hurriedly lowered their heads, not daring to meet his gaze. Lu Chen nodded with satisfaction. Well, it seems like no one will bother us anymore. Walking out of the forest, Lu Chen stood in front of the 7 mentors. Among the 7, there was 1 3-star mentor, 2 2-star mentors, and the one who had a fortuitous encounter was a 1-star mentor. Congratulations! You have successfully passed all of our tests. Now you are an official student of the Heart Refinement Courtyard. The 3-star mentor, Shui Hai, handed a badge to Lu Chen. In the future, with this badge, you will be able to teleport to another main city. With the teleportation point of the Heart Refinement Courtyard, you can freely enter and exit the Heart Refinement Courtyard. You can also participate in missions, obtain gems, exchange for cultivation techniques, and other activities in the Heart Refinement Courtyard. Lu Chen nodded. He had finally entered the Heart Refinement Courtyard. Just as Lu Chen was about to enter the Heart Refinement Courtyard with the other newcomers, Shui Hai suddenly called out to Lu Chen. Young man, come here for a moment. Lu Chen walked over with a puzzled expression. Mentor, are you looking for me? Shui Hai looked at Lu Chen. From the way this kid spoke, it seemed like he wasn't usually so arrogant. Are you willing to be my disciple? Shui Hai asked directly. I'm not talking about the relationship between mentor and student in the Heart Refinement Courtyard. I'm talking about the apprenticeship system. Lu Chen thought for a moment. I'm sorry, mentor. I've never thought of becoming your disciple. Aren't you an NPC? NPCs obviously didn't have the apprenticeship system. Shui Hai didn't get angry. He nodded. I believe that you will reach the 3rd level of heaven one day. This isn't a secret. In Jiutian there are no NPCs. Lu Chen's eyes widened. He knew that Jiutian was very mysterious. The NPCs had their own personalities. He even suspected that some NPCs were played by players or staff members. However, when someone suddenly told him that all the NPCs he had met before weren't NPCs, he was stunned. In other words, Mu Xian wasn't an NPC. The guards of Immortal Mountain City weren't NPCs. The citizens of the major cities weren't NPCs. The citizens of Ghost Valley weren't NPCs. Lui, the people in the mountains, Yao Lao, and the Azura Arena Ticket Master weren't NPCs. Then they are. I can't go into too many details. You'll understand when you reach the 3rd level of heaven. Lu Chen's breathing quickened. The 3rd level of heaven. Was he going to touch on this mystery? Young man, it's okay if you don't want to be my disciple. However, I'm still your mentor. I don't mind telling you that the Heart Refinement Courtyard has the strongest technique. Actually, there is no lack of super experts among the people who come here. They have their own ways to obtain ordinary earth level, middle level, or even high level cultivation techniques. The reason why almost all of them wish to enter the Heart Refinement Courtyard is because of that cultivation technique. Lu Chen frowned and asked, Instructor, what kind of cultivation method is that? I don't know what technique it is either. Shui Hai smiled helplessly. Only those at the 2nd level of heaven have the right to fight for that technique. I've already lost that right. Up until now, no one has been able to obtain that technique. Naturally, normal people wouldn't know what technique it is. However, as a mentor, I still know some inside information. That is, Shui Hai looked at Lu Chen. Are you sure you don't want to be my disciple? I'm the only 3-star mentor in the Heart Refinement Courtyard. Moreover, I'm stronger than you think. The power behind me isn't something you can imagine. If you become my disciple, I can resign from my position as a mentor here and take you to the 3rd level of heaven. The third level of heaven isn't the same as the second level of heaven. Your personality is very dangerous. Just as Lu Chun was preparing to listen to the important information, Shuai suddenly broadcast an advertisement. This caught Lu Chun off guard. Speaking of which, this guy's offer was quite tempting. He could actually take Lu Chun to the third level of heaven. Unfortunately, Lu Chun wasn't an ordinary person. He might not be unable to defeat the second level of heaven's difficulty, but he had important things to do in the second level of heaven. Mentor, let's not talk about becoming my disciple, okay? Shuai shook his head. In the end, this guy wasn't willing to become his disciple. Alright. AI, you don't have good taste. Mentor. Lu Chun was speechless. Alright. I'll tell you. That technique is a heaven-level technique. Chapter 398. There was a heaven-level technique in the second heaven. Lu Chun felt that this instructor was a liar. Instructor, don't bully me because I'm not well educated. There's no way there would be a heaven-level technique in the second heaven. Shuai smiled. Young man, other places might not have it, but there is. Do you know what kind of place the Heart Refinement Academy is? Lu Chun shook his head honestly. Let me put it this way. The strength of the Heart Refinement Academy is far beyond your imagination. You can still see the Heart Refinement Academy in the third heaven. Lu Chun frowned. The Heart Refinement Academy had its own organization in the second and third heaven? That seemed a little strong. So, don't think that you're invincible. Don't be arrogant in the future. If you do anything out of line, stay in the Heart Refinement Academy. It'll be good for your future development, Shuai reminded. In Jiutian, you're not the only one who has obtained great opportunities. There are many geniuses, but how many can reach the end? Lu Chun smiled. I don't care what others think of me. I only do what I think is worth doing. Instructor Shuai, thank you for your advice. If there's nothing else, I'll go to the academy first. I'm a little tired today, so I'll go to sleep after entering the academy. After a night of rest, Lu Chun was full of energy the next day. He went out early to buy groceries and trained in the courtyard. After fighting in the second heaven of the Jiutian, Lu Chun did not have any problems. Instead, he felt as light as a swallow and was full of energy. Ever since he reached the second heaven, this feeling became more obvious. Not long after, Louie came out and saw her brother exercising. She ran over to join in the fun, stretching her arms and legs. I've bought breakfast. It's on the table. Yeah, I just ate. Hey brother, do you know a theory on the internet? What theory? Lu Chun had not paid attention to the internal information of the Earth server for a long time. Naturally, he did not know what Louie was talking about. It's the theory that Jiutian influences reality. Lu Chun frowned. He was quite interested in this topic. Jiutian influences reality? What do you mean? There's a scientific team overseas that has done a lot of research. They recently announced the results of their research. They said that playing Jiutian can train your brain and improve your physical fitness. Actually, everyone has the same feeling, and this feeling is becoming more and more obvious after reaching the second layer of heaven. Hiss. Lu Chun took a deep breath. Is that so? I thought I was the only one who felt that way. That's not it, bro. Everyone has the same feeling. But at first, some people thought that the game stimulated the brain's activity, causing the brain's ability to drive the body to become stronger. Didn't the military overseas use virtual tutorials to train their fighting skills? It's probably the same principle. However, the team recently gave a different explanation. They believe that the game can directly enhance one's physical fitness. Lu Chun listened very seriously. Now, everyone knew that Jiutian was a game with extremely high technological content that surpassed the level of human knowledge. There were even aliens. How could this game not be awesome? However, no matter how awesome Jiutian was, it was still a game. If the conclusion of the foreign research team was true, then this game would fundamentally change the world. Do they have any theoretical basis? Yes. They sampled the data of 5,000 players, and the results were very shocking. These people's physical bodies were strengthened to different degrees. Moreover, The higher the attributes in the game, the greater the degree of the enhancement. They tentatively believe that it might be related to the theory of quantum entanglement. Jiutian uses quantum to replicate the physical body, which means that the physical body in the game is a quantum replica of our physical body in real life. The theory of quantum entanglement is, well, I'll explain it more clearly. It's cough cough. Simply put, it's these two interrelated quanta. If you have a certain change, I will also have a certain change. It's too complicated. Anyway, that's the general idea. It was indeed a bit difficult for Lu Yi to explain the theory of quantum entanglement. The fact that Lu Yi could say so much showed that she was very concerned about this problem and had carefully researched it. Bro, your attributes are so high. You should have felt it clearly. Lu Chen thought for a while. I do have this feeling. After the attributes in the game increase, it does affect my physical body in real life. However, according to my attributes in the game, shouldn't I already be superhuman? Lu Yi was stunned. Her brother had been beaten back to one level, hadn't he? However, her brother had reached that level before. That's not right, Lu Chen said with certainty. I don't understand quantum entanglement, but I don't think that's the root cause. Or rather, there must be some kind of restriction. Lu Chen narrowed his eyes. Restriction? Yes. A kind of restriction that temporarily restricts the ability of the real world. Lu Chen's words definitely made sense. He had felt his body become stronger a long time ago. At that time, his attributes were only in the hundreds. Now they had increased by 100 times. But he did not see himself becoming invincible. The research team had collected a large number of player samples. Lu Chen also said that many people felt this way. This meant that the game could really affect reality. Logically speaking, the more attributes in the game changed, the more changes there would be in reality. However, reality had only been slightly affected all this time. Almost 200,000 attributes had the same impact as 2,000 attributes. This was obviously illogical. The only explanation was that there was a layer of filtering net between Jiutian and reality. The filtering net could not completely filter out the influence of Jiutian on reality. Therefore, people could only feel a small amount of influence. At a certain level, this influence would be isolated. Lu Yi, I have a feeling. Lu Chen suddenly said faintly. Brother, what? Third heaven domain. Maybe this layer of restriction will be removed. Lu Yi's eyes widened. She was stunned. After a long time, Lu Yi finally digested her brother's prophecy. She asked, Brother, are you okay now? Her brother had fallen from the peak to the bottom, but he did not show any signs of disappointment. This made her even more worried. I'm fine. Lu Chen was confused. Brother, you must be strong. If you need me to do anything, I will definitely help you. Lu Chen looked at Lu Yi strangely. Why was this girl being so emotional? He was not used to this. Crazy. Lu Chen turned around and went back. I know. You are my sister. If I don't help you, who will? But you should focus on leveling up. Third heaven domain is not far away. Lu Yi was in a mess in the wind, but she was finally relieved. Her brother should be fine. However, did he say that third heaven was not far away? Could it be that Mad God was about to challenge the heavenly domain boss? Can third heaven really break through that restriction? Also, how strong is third heaven? Chapter 399. When he entered the game, Lu Chen appeared in the Heart Refinement Courtyard. Although the Heart Refinement Courtyard occupied a large area, most of it was buildings. There was not much free space in the city. Most people were gathered in the central square. From time to time, people would look at him strangely. It's that crazy newbie. The one who wiped out Team 7? Where's his pet? What are you afraid of? Team 7 is afraid of him, but we're not. If he dares to mess with us, we'll kill him. Lu Chen had learned to automatically block these voices and began to wander around. There were a total of 5 areas in the central square. The mission distribution area, the technique exchange area, the instructor course purchase area, the duel area, and the student competition ranking board. The student competition ranking board was just a list with a very small space. Lu Chen was not interested in the student competition, so he did not look at it. What was more interesting were the remaining 4 areas. There were definitely not many weaklings who could enter the heart refinement courtyard. Almost everyone had both strength and intelligence. How could they not be scheming when they could escape from the forest? It was precisely because they were much stronger than the average player that there were many disputes. Usually, the 3 dueling arenas in the dueling area were filled to the brim. With the addition of the spectating players, the dueling area became the most lively area of the 4 areas. Many players in the mission area were shouting to form teams. Orange Gem Mission, 100 Rock Armor Bear Demons Mission. Veteran Team, 3 days. 3 missing, an ultimate damage dealer and a talisman master. Orange Gem Mission, Magic Crystal Beast and Mineral Vein. For missing an apothecary, 3 days. Best if it's a dedicated apothecary, enough healing. Dark Gold Gem Mission, Elite Golden Scaled Python Lair, 5 days. For missing, a spiritualist who can both damage and resist, or a puppet master with 2 puppets. There were people doing all kinds of missions, and many people were recruiting team members. There were quite a lot of people. There were too many people in the 2 areas. Lu Chen did not want to squeeze in, so he went to the instructor course purchase area to take a look. There was a huge translucent screen in the area that was broadcasting the courses provided by the instructors in the academy. 1-star instructor Jian Duxing. Sword manipulation technique, seamless integration of shadow sword and 10,000 swords, 3 hours, price 1 orange gem. 1-star instructor Brilliant Fireworks. Firearm masters long-range shooting prediction, an unlimited landmine technique for 4 hours. Price 1 orange gemstone. 2-star instructor Red Dust. Fighter suppression fighting techniques and actual combat for 4 hours. Price 2 orange gems. 3-star instructor Shui Hai. The application and actual combat of elemental attacks, 2 hours. Price 3 orange gems. Lu Chen noticed that these instructors' classes were at most 1 against 10. In other words, they couldn't earn many gems from each class. Unfortunately, Lu Chen wasn't interested in these classes. In the end, Lu Chen went to the cultivation method exchange area, which had the least number of people. Only occasionally would people come here to take a look, which was in stark contrast to the other 3 areas. Since there was no one around, Lu Chen carefully checked the exchange information. All kinds of gems cost 1,000 pieces to exchange for a corresponding cultivation technique book. After meeting the exchange requirements, one could enter the cultivation technique hall at the back of the exchange area and choose a cultivation technique of that level. From the catalog of the cultivation technique hall, Lu Chen found that most of the cultivation techniques still had a lot of them. For example, the Mystic High-Level Shadow Sword technique had 97 books in storage. The Earth Level Low Level usually didn't have more than 10 books in storage, and the Earth Level Medium Level didn't have more than 3 books in storage. Only the Earth Level High-Level cultivation techniques were labeled as unique, which meant that after exchanging, no one else could exchange for them. If it's the only one, I can exchange for another one. Young man, are you looking at the Earth Level High-Level cultivation techniques? An old man came up to greet him enthusiastically. Earth Level High-Level cultivation techniques require 1,000 rainbow gold gems to exchange for. Those who have the perseverance to collect 1,000 rainbow gold gems are few and far between. Lu Chen smiled. In fact, he already had 800 rainbow gold gems in his backpack. He only needed 200 more to exchange for 1 more cultivation technique book. Instructor, may I ask if all the cultivation techniques in the cultivation courtyard are here? The old man was surprised. Most of them are here. Most of them are here? That means, not all of them are here. Lu Chen looked at the old man. The old man smiled. Why? Are these not enough for you? Lu Chen said. I want something better. Something better? Young man, the cultivation courtyard is not an ordinary place. You can have anything you want. However, you may not be able to get it even if you want it. Someone told me that there is a heaven-level cultivation technique book here. Lu Chen went straight to the point. Yes, there is. It's not a secret. However, You should know that there shouldn't be any heaven-level cultivation techniques in the second heaven. It can be said that heaven-level cultivation techniques are heaven-defying existences in the second heaven. If you want to exchange for that cultivation technique book, you must have heaven-defying strength. For example, the old man suddenly laughed. This young man in front of him really dared to ask about anything. For example, can you kill the boss in the Monster Forest map? That's the only requirement? Ha 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 ha, young man, I understand. Those who can enter the cultivation courtyard feel that they are either invincible or will become invincible in the near future. However, I can only say that you have not seen the world. Lu Chen smiled. Teacher, I want to ask, how can I receive the mission of the boss in the map? It's very simple. Complete 300 rainbow gold missions, and you will have the chance to see that mission. Okay, thank you, teacher. I will finish it as soon as possible. After saying that, Lu Chen went directly to the mission area. There were 10 rainbow gold mission boards in the mission area every day. When someone completed it, a new rainbow gold mission would be refreshed. At the end of each rainbow gold mission, the team that accepted the mission would be displayed. Once the others completed the mission, the others would receive a notification, and their mission would be automatically cancelled. There were cooperation and competition in the cultivation courtyard's missions. As a result, fights often broke out in the heart refinement courtyard. A team's mission was about to be completed, but another team beat them to it. The team members had worked hard for a few weeks, and all their efforts were in vain. They had nowhere to vent their anger. The duel area next to it was so popular because of this. Lu Chen squeezed into the mission area with great difficulty and saw the 10 rainbow gold missions. There was a long list of team names at the end of each mission. Lu Chen didn't care about this. In one go, he accepted all 10 missions. When the name student number 440312 appeared at the end of the 10 rainbow gold missions at the same time, the mission area exploded. Fuck, who is so arrogant? He accepted all the rainbow gold missions? 312, sounds a little familiar. Is there something wrong with his brain? Can he handle so many missions by himself? Several teams are about to complete the mission. Those who accept the rainbow gold missions are the top 50 powerhouses in the arena. This guy dares to snatch them. He is really tired of living. Chapter 400. Lu Chen was about to leave the heart-refining courtyard when someone suddenly called him from behind. Hey, that madman! Lu Chen didn't know whether he should turn his head or not. If he turned his head, wouldn't he admit that he was a madman? But it seemed that the other party was calling him. Well, curiosity still prevailed over useless vanity. Lu Chen turned his head and looked behind him. It's you! In the crowd, this person was still so conspicuous that people couldn't help but focus their attention on her. This feeling, it was like everyone else was gray, but she was colorful. Beautiful people were treated differently. The person who came was Sengoku Yanran. She walked in front of Lu Chen. You took all 10 rainbow gold missions? You are too arrogant. Don't you know that this kind of behavior is a provocation in the heart-refining courtyard? Lu Chen said indifferently. I can abide by the rules of the heart-refining courtyard, but I have no interest in your boring private rules. This guy is still so arrogant. That's up to you. I just came to remind you that if you complete these missions, someone will definitely come to you for trouble. Lu Chen nodded. It doesn't matter. By the way, why are you telling me this? I don't want you to die too quickly. Sengoku Yanran looked at Lu Chen coldly. My Black Dragon King must defeat your war pet with his own hands. Lu Chen curled his lips. Maybe the adult Black Dragon had a chance to defeat the fur ball, but the little fur ball was still growing stronger. Lu Chen didn't say this out loud. At least let people have a little hope. Then you'd better hurry up. I won't stay here for too long. Won't stay for too long. Do you think the monster forest outside is easy to kill? I have a black dragon and it's not fast. You can't kill them in seconds, but they can easily kill you if they besiege you. Lu Chen smiled slightly. You care about me quite a lot. Don't worry, there are beauties thinking about me every day. I'm not willing to die. Zhang Guoyinran's pretty face turned red. This guy's mouth is too annoying. She just said that to kill him, but it changed in his mouth. That guy actually dared to speak frivolously to me. The last person who spoke so carelessly had already been killed to the point of leaving the server. However, I can't beat him now. Her hatred for Lu Chen grew even stronger. Before he left, Lu Chen suddenly thought of something. He turned around and asked, "Hey, what's your rank in the arena?" Number 21. Yanran was quite proud of her ranking. To be able to rank 21st among the tens of thousands of super experts was already extremely terrifying. The Heart Refinement Academy's ranking could be seen as the overall ranking of all the Galaxy servers. Among the countless players, it was already good to be ranked, let alone such a high ranking. She did have the right to be proud. 21. Aren't you the leader of Group 7? I thought you were in the top 10. That isn't bad either. Good luck. Lu Chen realized that his subconscious expression might have hurt someone's self-esteem, so he hurriedly added, "Good luck." But it seemed that his remedy didn't work. Instead, it sounded even more arrogant. Yanran almost vomited blood. The capital that she was proud of in that guy's eyes was barely not bad. Do you know who is in the top 20? Yanran angrily stared at Lu Chen. When I come back from the quest, I should know. Lu Chen smiled. Okay, I'm going to do the quest. Bye. Lu Chen turned around, raised his hand to say goodbye to Yanran and left. This guy. Yanran gritted her teeth. Too arrogant. However, Yanran couldn't help but think, if he went to the arena, what would his rank be? 20, or even 15. Thinking of this terrible possibility, Yanran shook her head hard. What am I thinking? He just has a powerful pet. His own strength may not be stronger than mine. Where is my confidence? I must defeat him. Right, I don't know how that guy is going to complete those rainbow gold quests. I'll go and see. Lu Chen didn't expect that he had shaken some people's confidence. He used the Heart Refining Academy badge to teleport to the monster forest and began to look for monsters. There were many dungeons in the monster forest, and the area was very large, but the rainbow gold quests had nothing to do with the dungeons. Kill 3 man-eating white swine. Isn't swine a strange beast in the classic of mountains and seas? It seems to have the body of a tiger and the tail of an ox, eating people. Lu Chen looked at the other quests. They were probably similar, to kill a certain number of strange beasts. There are too many quests. Turn on the quest tracking. The completion progress of the 10 quests were all displayed in the rightmost corner of Lu Chen's visual interface. Unfortunately, the quest tracking couldn't tell Lu Chen where the quest monsters were. Lu Chen still needed to find them himself. Finding things was not Lu Chen's strength, but there was a guy who was very good at it. Rhubarb, come out. Lu Chen called out Rhubarb. Can you find these monsters? Woof woof. Try? Okay, by the way, I'll let Little Furball protect you. Rhubarb didn't have much fighting power, so Lu Chen handed over Little Furball and put it on Rhubarb's back. Little Furball, this one. You can't eat it. Lu Chen pointed to Rhubarb and said very seriously. Little Furball was a little regretful, but it still nodded its small head. Well, your task is to protect Rhubarb. It's our friend. Squeak, squeak, squeak. With Little Furball's protection, Rhubarb's safety was not a problem. Rhubarb, go and find it. Call me when you find it. Try not to fight by yourself, and don't go too far from me. I'll be right here. Woof woof. A Rhubarb dog, carrying a golden Little Furball, set off. Because Rhubarb was still not sure whether it could be found, Lu Chen called out Little Originator again. Little Originator, I'll take you to fight a local monster first. Otherwise, it's not suitable for you to use the appearance of a radiant moon werewolf now. Roar. Not long after, Little Originator had turned into a rock armor giant bear, no different from the monsters nearby. Go to the other side, don't go too far from me. Little Originator's strength was also very strong, and it was immune to both physical and spiritual attacks. So Lu Chen was not worried about its safety. The matter of finding monsters was handed over to Rhubarb. Lu Chen found a tree stump and leaned on it to rest. On a big tree with dense foliage in the distance, Sengoku Yanran was wearing a green dress, which was completely integrated with the surrounding environment. Even if it was close, It was difficult to find her. At this time, looking at Lu Chun resting by the tree, Sengoku Yinran's brain short-circuited. How many pets does this guy have? Although the rhubarb dog looked like an ordinary Chinese rural dog, after seeing the strength of the little fur ball, Sengoku Yinran did not dare to underestimate it. And the pet that could change its appearance was simply unheard of. Fortunately, I came to take a look. This guy has so many cards in his hand. Is this how he does the quest? Let the pets find monsters by themselves? This is too easy. At this time Lu Chun, who was extremely bored, suddenly sat up. Divine beasts are still very strong after evolution. Hey, come out, let me see how many materials you need to evolve. After that, a group of little guys appeared around that guy. Seeing this group of cute pets, Sengoku Yinran, who was always calm, accidentally fell from the tree. Damn it! Does this guy open a zoo? He actually had 16 divine beast battle pet babies. Chapter 401. Zhang Guoyinren couldn't help but be shocked. Her black dragon could be said to have used a lot of her family's strength to help her get it. Even so, she only had one ultimate vicious beast. However, the zoo director had gathered all the young mythological beasts. That is to say, the power behind him, in his original world, is in an absolute monopoly position. The monopoly did not give any other organization a chance. This is impossible. No one can collect all the cubs. Zhang Guoyinran's brain short-circuited. But at this moment, Lu Chun had found her. He frowned slightly, and looked at the direction of the sound. He didn't notice it before, but now he noticed it. With his eyesight, he soon found Zhang Guoyinran. Putting away the mythological beast, Lu Chun flashed in front of Zhang Guoyinran. It's you? Why are you following me? Caught on the spot, Zhang Guoyinran blushed. I, who follows you? The monster forest is not owned by your family. Why can you come and I can't? When it comes to quarreling, the reasonable party always can't beat the other party. Hey, how do you have so many mythological beasts? Lu Chun shook his head. Speaking of which, Zhang Guoyinran was the only one who knew that he had all the cubs. It's just luck. Lu Chun stretched out his hand and pulled Zhang Guoyinran up from the ground. Hey, you go, don't follow me. I won't go. Zhang Guoyinran patted the dust on her body. Although she was a little embarrassed, she was so beautiful that her every move was a little pleasing to the eye. Unless you show me your pets. Why? No reason. I just don't believe that someone can collect all the mythological beast babies. You'll leave after seeing them? Yeah. Anyway, he had already seen them. Lu Chun didn't care, and released all the little guys. Once they were free again, a group of little guys came out, and immediately ran around Lu Chun's feet happily. Some of them found someone of the same strength, and fought without saying a word. Lu Chun also had a headache. Hey, when can you not be so aggressive, ah? Whoever fights again, I'll put them away. How could the little fellows listen to him? They were all fierce and cute. While Lu Chun was having a headache, Yinran was already in a daze. As she watched, her maiden heart could no longer be suppressed. Wow, my God, so cute. Bringing a pet out to hook up with a beauty, sure enough, it was not groundless rumors. It's too cute. What kind of cub is this? And that one, the white one, is so fierce. That's just a black tortoise cub, right? Did you get it from Firmament City? Lu Chun had no choice but to introduce them one by one. They're too cute. Is it because they're too cute that you don't want them to evolve? Don't want them to evolve? Big sister, do you know how annoying they are? I am a lesser demonic beast core. If I had so many divine beast babies, I would be willing to be annoyed by them every day. Lu Chun shook his head. It seemed that no one could understand his pain. Alright, you've seen it. Can you leave now? And you guys, please stop fighting. Fuck, come back. Finally put these guys away. Lu Chun breathed a sigh of relief. Hey! Lu Chun looked at Yinran, who was still in a daze, and motioned that she could go. Sengoku Yinran pouted, and just wanted to speak. Lu Chun quickly interrupted her. Stop. Don't play cute with me. I'm immune now. Yinran glared at Lu Chun. She rarely wanted to play cute, and then looked at the mythological beast cub, and was stopped by this guy. I don't know how many people can't imagine what Sengoku Yanran looks like in this life. Well, don't be complacent. Even if you have so many mythological beast babies, you can't cultivate all of them. The resources needed are unimaginable. I'll work hard to cultivate one, and it won't be worse than you. Wait for my Black Dragon King to defeat your little fur ball. After that, Yanran turned around and ran away angrily. Until he was sure that Yanran really left, Lu Chen breathed a sigh of relief. Does this woman have to be so persistent? After resting for a while by the tree, Lu Chen suddenly heard a sound in the forest, and then Rhubarb came out of the grass with the little fur ball on his back. Woof woof. Found it? Very good, let's go kill it. Squeak squeak squeak. And how many other teams are there? It's okay, let's go. Not far away, in an open area, Lu Chen had found a huge beast dozens of meters tall there. A tiger body, an ox tail, a behemoth of 40 to 50 meters tall, was roaring angrily at the dozens of people in front of it. Xiaomin, go invisible. Okay, boss. Although invisible, Lu Chen did not get too close, but just observed from 100 meters away. The attack of the man-eating white boar was very terrifying. It had a 3-hit combo with the Tiger Demon bloodline, and it had a very short cooldown skill. With a charge, one person was stunned. With a 3-hit combo, it dealt 700,000 plus damage, and that person's HP instantly collapsed by more than half. The key point was that he was still stunned, and if it hit him again, he would probably die. 700,000 in one hit. Lu Chen was stunned. This boss's normal attack damage was too strong. This time the team panicked. Heal quick. The tank must not be killed instantly. The team leader of the stunned person roared, and at the same time, he raised his gun and shot the white boar's head. Precision shooting, central partition. The white boar was hit and fell into a temporary stun. The team doctor quickly healed the tank, and at the same time, a puppet master commanded 2 steel puppets to quickly rush to the front of the tank. Puppet technique, Iron Bastion, Talisman Master, Masho Shield Formation. The monk tank activated his own skill, Sarira Golden Body, Forged Golden Body. The tank must not be killed instantly, and at that moment, the whole team was trying their best to protect the tank. At the same time, the other teams were seizing the time to attack. Lu Chen was slightly surprised. Attacking at this time? Won't it draw aggro away? Isn't this asking for trouble? After a short 0.5 seconds, the white boar had already awakened, and as expected, it turned around and charged at another person, and the boss's aggro had been pulled away. This time, it was the other team's turn to be nervous. After charging 5 times in a row, the 10-man white boar suddenly roared to the sky. Not good. It's going to use a group attack. Retreat quickly. Lu Chen was 100 meters away, but he also felt the ground under his feet quickly dropping, and the whole area was tilting quickly, and everyone was involuntarily sliding towards the white boar. Fuck, what skill is this so strong? Lu Chen tried to use a displacement skill, but he found that he had been hit by a debuff. Debuff, Dragon Trapping Formation, unable to escape the current area, and constantly moving towards the center of the Dragon Trapping Formation. Fuck, this is so strong. Lu Chen's stealth was useless, and he was forced to enter the battle. But at this time, Lu Chen still did not make a move. He was now at the outermost area of the Dragon Trapping Formation, and there were still many people inside who were affected by the formation. He wanted to see how they would deal with it. To be able to become a Rainbow Gold mission, and to only kill 3, the white boar definitely had more tricks up its sleeve. Chapter 402. The team members were forcefully pulled toward the man-eating white boar. And at that moment, the man-eating white boar launched a fierce attack. The 3 consecutive hits directly hit 700,000 HP. No matter how fierce the medic was, they could not keep up. Someone had been killed one after another. Damn it, didn't I say to avoid the Dragon Trapping Formation? There's no way to avoid it at all. Its starting move is almost the same as a normal attack. The preparation time is extreme, there's no time to react. If you can't get the first damage, it's not a kill. You have to deal damage, and avoid the dragon trapping formation. There's no solution at all. It's over, we're going to be wiped out again. This guy is too hard to fight. Lu Chen finally understood why this group of people were fighting to deal damage. It turned out that the man-eating white boar's kill was different from other monsters. It needed to be ranked according to the damage output, and the first place would get the white boar. No wonder the teams had to deal damage, even if they attracted aggro. Of course, if the first person died, then his data would be reset to 0. This was probably the difficulty of the Rainbow Gold mission. Lu Chen looked at the man-eating white boar's HP. He did not know how long this group of people had been fighting. The white boar currently had 40% HP, and its remaining HP was about 600 million. I don't know if anyone can deal more than 40% damage. According to the current situation of the teams, this possibility was not high. However, Lu Chen thought about it and still felt that it was not safe. I have to get the boss. Thinking of this, Lu Chen took out the Abyss Black Crystal Bow and aimed at the players. Long-range shooting. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. A large number of black arrows blasted into the crowd. These people were already in the dragon trapping formation. At this time, how could they avoid Lu Chen's long-range shooting? They did not even notice that there were other people here. The dragon trapping formation also helped Lu Chen. The players were concentrated here. And with the long-range shooting, the killing speed was extremely fast. Who is it? Damn it, someone is attacking us. Over there. After Lu Chen used long-range shooting, his invisibility was cancelled at the same time, and people could see the man in red. Damn, what are you doing? You killed us, can you eat the white boar alone? Stop it. Lu Chen snorted. You don't have to worry about whether I can eat it or not. Don't fight with me. It's mine. Anyone who had played the game before would know that fighting over wild bosses was a common occurrence in the game. Although these teams were currently in a cooperative relationship, there would definitely be infighting in the end. No one was willing to work for someone else for such a long time. That guy's attack is so high. Damn it. Who is he? When did he sneak in? Damn it, now we're surrounded by enemies. There was Bai Ji waiting for them in front, and Lu Chen's super long-range shooting from behind. Hundreds of elite players could not withstand the pincer attack from both sides, and died one after another. The respawn point was in the Heart Refinement Courtyard. It wouldn't take long for him to get here from the Heart Refinement Courtyard. Lu Chen knew very well that he didn't have much time left. Once they were resurrected, he would be the one being attacked from both sides. For Ball, Lu Chen summoned his battle pet. At the same time, he used the suction force of the dragon trapping formation to shoot directly at the man-eating Bai Ji. Lu Chen flashed in front of Bai Ji and stomped on the ground. Bai Ji's huge body instantly floated in the air. Bai Ji was already in a state of flying. Lu Chen quickly launched an attack with back attack. This time, Lu Chen used a poison attack. Back attack was a normal attack. It should also be able to enjoy the passive bonuses of Lu Chen's normal attacks. Lightless Sky Flame Pillar Black Coffin Dead Zone. Possession of Ares Demon Transformation Clone. A large number of clones rushed towards Bai Ji. At the same time, Lu Chen's back attack had already arrived. Heaven and Earth Annihilation Back Attack. Flash behind the enemy, and attack the enemy fiercely. This attack would definitely hit, causing 500% physical damage, and sending the enemy flying again. Although one attack could cause 500% physical damage, it was a one-time attack, and could not enjoy the passive bonuses of critical hit and poison attack. Cancel attack. Lu Chen only kept the displacement effect of back attack, and cancelled the last huge damage attack. Tiger Descends the Mountain. Tiger Descends the Mountain, 18 segments of damage. Minus 650,000, double critical hit, -1. 14 million poisoned, -1. 14 million poisoned, -1. 07 million, triple critical hit, -1. 14 million poisoned, -1. 14 million poisoned. 18 segments of damage, causing 33 million damage. The most important thing was that there was stun. Demon Kings will refresh. More than 30 clones pounced towards the man-eating white swine. The man-eating white boar's stun time was very short. The original 3-second stun time was only left with 0.5 seconds. However, even so, after being beaten by more than 30 clones, the white boar had no chance to wake up. At the same time, Furball launched its feast again. After a few attacks, the Baiji had many layers of debuffs. However, perhaps because the quality of the man-eating Baiji was too high, Furball could only give it 3 layers of debuffs. Its body's strength decreased by 21%, and it also lost 5% of its health per second, which was 7.5 million for 5 seconds. Using Feast again, the Baiji displayed immune. Furball, come back. Just deal the damage. Just leave it to the clones. After a wave of attacks, Lu Chen directly took out 100 million plus of the man-eating Baiji's health. The most important thing was that he had successfully controlled the Baiji. Under the attacks, even if it was the man-eating Baiji, it could not withstand the endless stun and large amount of bleeding damage. In less than 2 minutes, the Baiji's huge body fell to the ground. Congratulations, you have killed the man-eating Baiji, level 79 wild boss. You have captured 34 million auras. You have obtained 5 first promotion second stage talent fragments. You have obtained 1 promotion second stage evolution points x6. You have obtained 33 auras. Ding! Congratulations! You have obtained item Demon Beast Core, orange x1. You have obtained item Demon Beast Core, orange x3. You have obtained item Demon Beast Core, purple x10. Obtained Dark Gold Equipment Ghost Destroyer Dual Swords. Requires unlocking dual wielding ability. Damn! What is a dual-wielding weapon? Lu Chen was a bit confused, but now was not the time to be tangled up in this kind of thing. The equipment that entered his inventory was one more than what Lu Chen had imagined. However, there was still good news that was worth gratifying. It dropped dark gold? Not bad, I did not come here in vain. Before this, the other players did not dare to think about how much damage it had done before, but they had all passed it. Thus, the man-eating Baiji belonged to Lu Chen without any suspense. Lu Chen looked at the quest tracking. He had already completed 1 quest to kill the man-eating Baiji. Not bad. At this time, Lu Chen discovered that the furball was eating the corpse of the Baiji. This scene was a bit terrifying. The little guy was eating very seriously. It did not even seem to see Lu Chen. The furball was not this greedy before. I feel that this guy is very strong. The furball was currently using Ghoul. As expected, the name was like the person, Ghoul. It was a pity that the furball's appetite was not as big as his. After eating for a while, it could not eat anymore. Lu Chen could only put it away. Killing it is not that hard. It is not hard for me to kill it alone, Lu Chen said with a heart of gold. However, at this time, the players who had just died revived one after the other. As soon as he was resurrected, this group of people surrounded Lu Chen. Brat, I will kill you. Chapter 403. Are you sure you want to fight with me? Lu Chen turned around and looked at the players who had just revived. These people were full of anger, and they were used to being arrogant in the heart-refining courtyard. However, they were all stunned by Lu Chen's question. In just a few minutes after they died and revived, this guy had killed a boss with hundreds of millions of HP. Lu Chen snorted. Wild bosses belong to whoever kills them. This is the rule everywhere. If you can kill it, why can't I? Don't think that just because others don't dare to kill your boss, I won't. Boy, we are not in a good condition now, but don't think that this is over. Tell me which group you are from. No group, Lu Chen said. He did not want to waste any more time with these people, so he turned around and prepared to leave. Boy, do you dare to show us your ID? Someone behind him said fiercely. You don't deserve to know my ID. If you want to fight with me, find Wuxia nameless. Lu Chen spread his wings and soared into the sky. Everyone was stunned and looked at the sky in a daze. Yes, wings. It seems that only one pair of wings has appeared so far. Wuxia nameless. How did he kill the man-eating white boar alone? They looked at the corpse of the man-eating white boar not far away. At this time, the corpse was turning into light spots and gradually dissipating. Xiao Yuan also found a quest monster. Although it was not the man-eating white boar, it was still in the quest. This beast was called Cunning Boar. It looked like a white ape with mane, a huge body and extremely fierce. When Lu Chen arrived, there were dozens of teams hunting it. Lu Chen did not know whether the teams here were stronger, or the Cunning Boar was weaker. At this time, the boss only had 10% of its HP left, which was 150 million. However, the Cunning Boar had entered the rage state, and the surrounding teams could only temporarily avoid it. However, the boss's HP was too low. With so many experts here, the boss would most likely be killed by them. This won't do. Looks like I can't kill this one directly. Its damage won't be able to catch up to the others. Lu Chen immediately activated his doppelganger. His doppelganger rushed towards the other players, while he took out the Abyssal Dragon Crystal Bow. The 10 seconds of preparation time for super long-range shot was already too late. Flash. Attack quickly. The single target arrows were buffed by the 2 attack speed enhancement skills, making them comparable to AoE attacks. In front of the Dragon Crystal Bow, black spots of light burst out. In the blink of an eye, a large number of arrows had already jumped in the form of Paramitha, instantly shooting towards everyone. Previously, these small groups of players were focused on dealing with the Cunning Hound. At the same time, they also had to consider their own damage. With the boss's HP, they would either have the confidence to use their ultimate skill to deal the most damage, or they would have to kill the person who dealt the most damage to them. Cooperation and competition were even more vividly displayed in the Rainbow Gold mission. However, at this time more than 300 people were attacked by an unknown source at the same time. Someone had broken the balance. Ambush. Are they crazy? How dare they attack everyone? Even I don't dare to deal with so many people at once. This kid must have died before. The boss only has 1/10 of its HP left. Captain, what should we do? Don't worry about that kid. 2 people kill the boss and maintain the damage. Liu, you kill the Hunter Emperor with me. They're in first place now. Jinxing, you protect your teammates. Hunter Emperor, they're here. I know. They'll definitely come. Don't panic. We can't withstand the focus fire. So Phoenix Feather, we're counting on you. Got it, Captain. A teenager suddenly used his doppelganger. Lu Chen's timing was too coincidental. This was the most crucial time, but no one intended to care about him. Ignore Lu Chen? They would definitely regret it. Boom, 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 boom. A group of black crystal arrows exploded in the crowd. At the same time, more than a dozen doppelganger rushed into the crowd. 6 digits of damage floated crazily on the battlefield. Fuck that guy's damage. Fuck, 2 people in our group were instantly killed. Be careful of his doppelganger. The damage is too high. That guy, damn it, who the hell is he? First, don't worry about him. Try to avoid his doppelganger and arrows. Continue to kill the boss. Let you follow me. I'll kill the Hunter Emperor. At this crucial moment, all the groups made the same decision. Snatch the boss. Lu Chen frowned slightly. These captains were very calm and rational. They made the right decision. The boss's HP was too low, especially when these people were attacking with all their might. It was very likely that they would be instantly killed. By then, it would be useless even if he killed them all. He was not here to kill. He was here to snatch the boss. Oh no. Lu Chen's mind was spinning rapidly. Suddenly he had an idea. 7 stars chasing the moon. Lu Chen gave up on attacking and rushed toward the snake. Don't worry about him. It's useless no matter how high his damage is. The boss's HP is not enough for him to catch up with us. However, Lu Chen rushed in front of the snake. He did not attack. Instead rejuvenation. The target of healing was the snake. With 50% healing, the snake's HP was instantly restored to 700 million. Its HP bar was almost empty. In an instant, it had more than half of its HP. It looked very healthy. Seeing this, the group of people almost vomited blood. After attacking for a long time, they finally reduced the boss's HP to 1/10. In the end, this guy came up and healed the boss. The amount of healing was so high. What the fuck? I'm really... Pfft. What is this guy doing? He's healing the boss. You fucking... Are you crazy? Kid you ah. My liver hurts. The snake was shocked. No one would believe it. A group of people had been attacking it for a few hours. In the end, a guy appeared out of nowhere and healed its HP almost to full. Lu Chen breathed a sigh of relief. Finally, the snake was saved. Hey, heal the boss. Are you crazy? Someone shouted at Lu Chen. I've seen people snatching bosses. I've never seen someone snatching bosses like this. You're harming others without benefiting yourself. This is too much. You're such a scumbag. Fuck, I'm going to kill you. Lu Chen smiled. Since we're snatching bosses, of course we have to give it our all. I'm healing it to kill it. How can you say that I'm harming others without benefiting myself? If Lu Chen could not kill the boss and healed the boss when others were about to kill it, it could be said that he was mentally unbalanced and had a problem with his character. However, Lu Chen was completely confident that he could kill the snake. You've angered the people. Lu Chen snorted. You're snatching bosses to kill people. If you can do it, why can't I? Alright, if you can't kill it, then you'll become the enemy of the entire Heart Refining Academy. That's right. No one would do such a disgusting thing. If you can't kill the snake, then you don't have to argue. You're the most disgusting person I've ever seen. Lu Chen shook his head. Actually, I don't care what you think of me. However, if you don't interfere, then I can spare your lives. After saying that, Lu Chen turned around and swung his staff at the snake. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support. And don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.